my recording tapes. Per pack's cases for cassettes or discs. New Blitz prices make them super value. Pickwick superstars you mustn't miss. Computer perfection, electronic playmate. Value for the family. Simon's the name for a great computer game. Christmas brings the Beatles back on MFP.
There's a time for giving.
Home back.
Yes, a time for buying presents. Though it's hard to find enough time to spare.
Ideas in clothes for everyone.
But there's 1,000 answers here at
Electric value you can count on, with names like Philips and Clairol too. A fast hair dryer, and here's another flyer. A shaver for the fella who means most to you. Polaroid 1000 with a Christmas bonus. Bikes for any member of your family. Benetton Royal Alarm Clock Radio. Envoy watches for you to see. Christmas paper, cards and wrapping. Woolworth vouchers, hey, hey, hey. Christmas trees and lights and trappings. Gonna be a starry Christmas day.
There's 1,000 answers here at Woolworth. 1,000 ways to say you care.
Truth. By Jove, it's Barry. What have you there?
Lots of goodies from you know where.
I think he means from Brute.
Yes, Christmas gifts from Brute 33.
Very tastefully wrapped, you must agree.
So give someone close the perfect gift.
Giving Brute 33 on the 25th.
We said Brute 33 on the 25th.
We said Brute 33 on the 25th.
We said Brute 33 on the 25th.
Have your clothes cleaned and retextured in only 4 hours at Crockett's. Then you're sure to be clean and bright for Christmas.
You sure he didn't get a train set for Christmas? Positive. Says he's got a crocodile. Oh, yeah.
Hornby!
Your kind of Christmas is our kind of Christmas.
Charisma tights from Aristoc make the perfect stocking filler this Christmas, especially when you purchase a 6-pair pack for only £5. That's a saving of 94 pence, and will give you this exclusive attractive gift pack to present them in. Your kind of Christmas. This year, add a little charisma with Aristoc at Rackham's Bradford, Sheffield and Skipton.
Merry Christmas. All that humbug about Christmas presents, but I found a perfect answer. Box Gold from Ronco. There's something for everyone here. Disco, classical, military, and lots more.
Oh, there's 4 LPs in every box.
And each set is only £7.49 for records.
Or cassettes.
Ha ha, there's value, my boy.
Solve your gift problems with Box Gold from Ronco.
If you've a present to buy for a diabetic friend or relative, remember Cyanon, because there's no sweeter way to say you care.
At Greens at Debenhams, you'll find the exciting Atari games for all the family, like Star Raiders, Pac-Man, and the fabulous E.T. So get the Atari console for $89.95 and the cartridges from $14.95, and have Christmas pictures developed by Kodak saving 20% at Greens at Debenhams.
Harps send you warmest wishes for a happy Christmas. Psst, if you're still in the cold, ring us next week. Happy New Year.
There's a jingle in the air, Asda. All the gifts have arrived. Amstrad personal stereos, $10.95. Good old Asda price. BMX bikes, $59.95. A really good price. And now Asda strikes back. Star Wars Millennium Falcons, $19.95. So go on, give them an Asda Christmas and put a jingle in your pocket.
Oh. Sorry. It was a bit extra there. Oh, look, I can see familiar names in the chat. Hello, everybody. I've heard some noises go off. This is weird. I'm nervous with this one because I've got other people here. Normally, I don't give a shit. I've heard some noises kick off.
Mental people.
We won't say anything anyway, so don't worry.
They're very they're a particularly cruel audience, you know. So that's amazing. Oh, there's DeFairy in the chat as well. Hello. Repo Man, Mothzilla, Beth Altair, Dob Bobs. I wonder who's Dob Bobs? Could that be Donald? I don't know. Yeah, fantastic. That's a brilliant start. Well, welcome everybody. So look, as you can see, I'm joined by, on my right, or left as you look at it, Annika Rice. No, sorry, it's Jim Burke.
Hey.
And on my
Hi, everybody.
And to the right of me on the screen, Mr. Johnny Dorr. And whose Mac can't handle doing a virtual background. So, hence why he's in a box and you can see. Oh no! Oh, there you got the Christmas hat back on, but it's a bit. It kind of appears and disappears, doesn't it? Yeah. And then up there on the top left of the screen, we got Steve Harcourt, our illustrious guitarist, and on the top right we got David Gravy, our amazing drummer.
We're going to smash the yoiks.
Oh, Dob Bobs is Mark. Harcourt. Dob Bobs is Mark Daniels. Yeah. Sorry to out you on Twitch, Dob Bobs. Sorry about that. Oh, and there's Jack Disco as well. Look at this. Fantastic.
Yeah, everybody's in.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. So I almost said joining me. Hey!
Hey!
Evening, Kitty Blue MJ. I'm trying to remember what has Helly got a sound? I wonder if she'll arrive at some point. I can't remember.
She's always late.
Too cool. Too cool.
How many sounds have you set? How often?
Oh, they only do it once.
Oh,
so yeah, don't worry. It's not going to be.
And can you play the sound that happens when I turn up?
Well, if you type something into the chat, Jim, it will play. It should.
You ain't heard? I'm steampunk now. Yeah, I don't know what that is, man.
Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think the hair's going to be particularly banging tonight. So yeah, there's some great Harlow content for the viewers already.
Yeah.
Andy Barrett, good to see you. Or Bandy Barrett, good to see you. So look, it's really, really good of the rest of the guys to join me tonight. I realise, just before we went on, Dave was saying, "Oh, how long do you normally stream for?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe it isn't like particularly good. I can't just expect everybody to just hang around for as long as I normally would do it." But I think we're gonna try and have a bit of fun tonight. I don't know about anybody else. It is a Monday night, but it's nearly Christmas, and I'm on the little sherry. So, but I do still have marketing to do, so I can't really go crazy. Look, there's Budweiser. Is that white wine, Jim?
It's organic white.
Johnny's got a craft beer. I think Steve had a cup of tea. He might have finished it though.
I had a cup of tea, but now I'm back on.
Oh,
the old favourite.
Yeah,
you just cannot stop.
At least the cup of tea was in a Ford Cortina Haynes mug.
Nice.
So look, this is the plan tonight. Okay.
Pint of Coke. Exactly. Pint of Coke.
Steve. I'm surprised you haven't got you haven't had like a couldn't you have pinched the machine from the square, like the syrup vend?
Oh, what, the whole post?
Yeah.
You don't
post
own
mix.
them. Own the machines.
Oh well, mate. You never know. You never know.
Machine.
We might club together and get you one.
Yeah.
Get it installed just in your bedroom. That'd
Yeah.
be amazing.
It'd be like Wallace and Gromit, which is like in the morning, just
your teeth would be absolutely gone in about in about 6 months.
Oh, someone's in.
I think that's Bogey. Is that Bogeytron? Is that Bogeytron sound? Snibbers Snibs. Who has the extra long Wogan mic? Well. I saw. Who else did I see there? Pistol Pete, Hedgerow Heiress. Hi Kelly. I'm sorry if I'm outing people that I know. So yeah, it's lovely to see everyone. It is weird. I'm quite nervous. And I've never been like this on a stream ever before. It's weird.
It's usually just you, and you're in charge. Obviously, you're in charge again tonight, but we're here to interrupt you at every turn.
That's fine. That's fine. So look, where am I? See, I set up this playlist and I didn't save it. So I've just got to, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to talk to you guys about what we're going to do tonight. So quite a few of you in the stream that have been around for some of the other streams that we've had in the last few months. I've had, because it's with the audience, and also Jim there has been present for quite a few of them. He was even on Zoom in one the other week where I was trying to do like live tick support.
That's right, yeah, tick support.
And but thankfully, me and Steve got together, not on a stream, and and managed to sort it out. Yeah. Well, no, there was less pressure.
It's fine. I'm just a bit upset that I hadn't nicked the Kenny Everett spot, but it's fine. But
I am so obviously the Kenny. As I said before, I'm obviously the Kenny Everett of the band. I'm a massive Tory, for one. And I
let's not go and
but I'm the I do the techie beatsy stuff. That's what Kenny Everett was famous for. He did all of his sound design, all his recording, he did all that himself. So that's the aspect of his personality.
And what you decide to do in your free time is entirely your decision.
100%, except for being a Tory.
Absolutely fine. Except for being a Tory. I don't think that's a free time thing. And he did once take Princess Di to the Royal Vauxhall Tavern with Freddie Mercury and got her a good time.
So look, I've got a bunch of new beats that we've been working on. I'm keeping an eye on the chat because I think I'm missing it. Mr. Arhaf128, is that Hustle Raffner? I think it might be. There's quite a few people in this. Great. This is fantastic. Lovely. Oh, has he got his notebook?
Notebook.
Brought me lyric book.
So basically, are you going to write?
I haven't written much yet. No, I am not. Definitely not going to be rhyming over this.
You're going to write lyrics in real time. Stream of consciousness.
Got mine as well.
What have you got, Dave?
Nice. My notebook. I'm gonna just jot some notes down.
It is Mr. Hustle Raffner. Hello. Brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. Anyone else in the chat, who hasn't said hello already, please say hello. It's really, really lovely to join us. So I've got some new. By the way, you might notice there's a noise in the background. Can you hear that? Oh, Mr. UKDM hates you. That's Gloidy. He's in the chat, and he said, "Die." So...
Charming.
Oh, how you mean to go on?
Don't worry, we'll bring Streaky into the chat.
Yeah, exactly. He's not here.
Maybe that's who we should have got in for Beryl. He could have MC'd the whole thing.
Actually, that would have been brilliant.
It's we've got. Well, it's actually there's something. There's a sort of thing I want to show everybody in a little while, which is running in the background. A computer thing, not a a thing. But it has that background noise. I wonder if I could close it. Let me actually. You know what? I could close it. Hang on, wait a second. There we go. Yeah, and it's techie stuff. How the sausage is made inside baseball. You don't need to know about that. So I've got this playlist with some beats on. And this is going to be a weird. I feel like this is going to be like a kind of somewhere halfway between Cloyd. We have Gloyd and Cloyd. Whoa. It's so quiet now, isn't it? Yeah. Now that lovely Star Trek type ambience has gone. That's what I need on the stream, isn't it? Just to get the Star Trek ambience loop. Put that in. That'd be great.
That Star Trek Next Conversation podcast, they have that
for the whole thing. They were not.
Yeah, 2 hours. Like.
All right, Johnny. All right.
Steve, we're supposed to be a really cool band.
So look,
that's the one next door, Steve.
we're gonna have a listen.
The wrong room.
We're gonna have a listen to some beats. Matt Bob Chuck, hello. So I've got these new beats. Some of them you've heard before. I think some of them you might not have heard before. There's 9 of them. Most of them are fairly short, but there's one in particular that's like 5 minutes long. So I'm not going to sit here and force us all to listen to the whole thing. Once we've got the idea, I'm sure that's fine.
Can you give us the titles of them as we've sort of come up with them? Because I think I've kind of almost
Well, I have to
I'm
say,
not really
I do kind of change them around, because sometimes I'll save the machine project as one thing, and then when I export it, because not often in the stream we come up with a name for it. Do you know what I mean? So, Kitty Blue MJ says, "Show us your thing." She's. Is this because Helly's not here yet, or is not here? She's trying to make
Filth
up for it.
replacement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's leaning into it.
Bring in the filth.
Oh, that sounded really bad, actually. So, so basically, yeah, I'll tell you what they're called at the moment, the working titles that at the moment, and we'll just have a listen and see what you think. And we don't have to like listen in silence. We can kind of like, you know, talk over it or whatever. I am conscious of the fact that I think, I could be wrong, but I think if one of you guys talks while the music's playing, you might stop hearing it. Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
We'll soon find out.
So
yeah,
don't just go rubbish.
There is, Johnny, I will say in advance, there is a Tinkly Bonk one, which is with you in mind.
I've heard, and I was surprised it wasn't the Janacek one.
Yeah, well, that's semi Tinkly Bonk, but that's also quite modern. That's also quite modern. The Janacek one is you know, because as I was saying on the stream last week, like that kind of existed already, didn't it? I'd already done a sketch of that, but I had a couple of ideas about. Gloidy says Dog Tits was one of the new tracks.
Was it?
Well, I think that's what he suggested. So,
that's his suggestion, right?
But but yeah, the Janacek one, that I just basically wanted to revisit it because I wanted to try something different on it, and I'm quite happy with it. And I think overall, like, well, what do you? Because Jim, you're sort of most, other than me, you're sort of most familiar with what we've got so far.
Yes.
I think you were saying you thought it was quite beaty, quite hip hoppy generally.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I guess
I think just going from that starting point and using machine, I think rather than using the DAW, using machine lends itself to just you know using loops and beats.
Yeah.
And it being quite hip hoppy.
Yeah, and
I like that.
But what's interesting though is on the stream the other night though, that was when I started. You know, there's that thing that I did with the NES track where that's almost like a kicks and rock thing, you know. So who knows? Maybe it's developing. But I'll give you the kind of titles as we go, and I'll try and give you a bit of context. So look, should we listen to like a really good one first?
Listen to a rubbish one.
We can go up.
No, this is the Godchildren beat. Yeah, Jim probably remembers this one. This is a really good one.
Great.
So just to try and set the scene, so it's called the Godchildren beat because the music sampled from a trailer of a sort of exploitation movie called The Godchildren, which basically came out I think the same year as The Godfather, and obviously was called something completely different, and they just slapped that on it to try and capitalize on it. And then the trailer goes, "You've met the Godfather, now meet the Godchildren." So but yeah, and so I sampled the music of that, and it has got guitar in it, but it's like super heavy filtered guitar that's all synthy, and I don't think it means it's going to be difficult for Steve to do stuff on. And also I think it makes me think of like Tim Benson or something like that.
It's probably one of the heaviest things
it's gnarly
that we've done for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We've done a lot in the last couple of years where there's like less heavy things and except for a couple little ones, but there's.
Oh, Steve, when you say the last couple of years, you mean last
decade?
10 years. I don't think we've done anything in the last couple of years, have we?
Ish.
Big shout out for Rudy. Want to give a big shout out for Rudy who's watching this with Mr. Hustle Raffner.
Shout out Rudy.
Rudy. Alfred Oddbooks, hello.
Really heavy.
That's when I think that's Alfred Oddbooks sound effect. So welcome. Right, let's have a listen to this.
I'm turning it up.
So I love that like psychedelic guitar.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's a bit New Kingdom-y as well, isn't it?
We're getting a sergeant to make me sound rubbish.
Who's doing that?
I'm going to head the ball.
You're wild,
Is it gone?
Mad Max Smart, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, we can't even hear Ant speak.
Everything's gone.
he's having a good time.
Right, I'm going to turn that down a bit, and we can just kind of have that in the background.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts come to mind?
wild, man, wild.
Verbal 24/7, thank you for the follow.
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is me and Steve should follow that guitar line.
Yeah.
Exactly at certain points, including the little fill.
Yeah.
There's definitely a couple of bits. When I first heard it, was like, oh, there's some parts that can complement it going across it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously, when we break it up into the arrangement.
Yeah, I'd be really interested, Steve, to try, because you hear there's that sampling that goes. It's like a backwards. I don't think it is a guitar. It sounds like a backwards guitar, but I'm sure when I actually did it, it started off as something completely different in Machine. Semaphore Girls, hello, Jamie. That's Jamie, artwork Jamie. So I assume so anyway.
Well, it is now.
Yeah, that weird psychedelic guitar. I'd quite like to try and do some textures like that with you, like with the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, some weird backwards sort of swirly shiz. I think that would be really good. What about the rest of you? What about you, Jim?
What's this? What? Sorry, got a what?
So what are you thinking? What does it bring to mind? Does it bring to mind any song titles?
Well, part of me was thinking of that this one was almost like was it Mr. Hollywood one? This was almost
Mr. Hollywood Man, yeah.
Yeah, this was almost my Cinema Crapadiso song, just a song about terrible films.
Well, you know what? That other one, which I haven't played because it isn't really in a state to be sort of played yet. What we're talking about here is there was another trailer for a film called Hollywood Man.
We basically just sample trailers now.
Yeah, and it had and it was in the middle of it. It just had this like mellow song was going. They call him Hollywood Man. Was it something to take a stand? And I basically sampled that and the background music, and it's a weird length as well, but it was quite nice. But I just can't. I'm glad Rudy liked the shout out. I can't figure out how to turn it into a song. But it could be just like that. We could do this like as
we could do this and break it down with a bit of that.
Yeah, or it could be like a sort of a coda. Hey, it could be a coda. The first time Collapse Lung have ever had a coda. So
I used to kind of have coders, and we like
yeah, I think so.
We had a coda on Mac Life, didn't we? Kind of, or just a beat.
Yeah, but this would be like something totally different.
Uncomfortably long. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah,
uncomfortably long. Yeah. Like both of our first...
For us or the audience?
Well, 360 degrees. Smithy from Harlow is in the room. He says, interested in what Tins Dave's got on the go. Is he still into the corner shop 4 for a $5?
He's talking about Forex, I think.
Yeah, I think he's on Budweiser. He's splashed out.
I'm on splashed out, mate, tonight. Budweiser's.
Oh,
special occasion. Christmas party, isn't it? You know.
I might crack out the pint cans of Stella later on.
Oh, excellent! I'm glad Rudy's gone to bed, but he's gone to bed now, but he absolutely loved the shout out, so we can swear now.
Popped in for the shout out now.
Ryan Thingy, hello. Ryan Thingy says, "You've got to call a song uncomfortably long now." We have become uncomfortably long.
I'm just trying to find a pen. There we go.
Hello, Flea Pack. Hello, Flea Pack. Thanks for joining us. So look,
How many of these people are your regular Twitch viewers? And how
There's a few, and there's a few I've not seen before. There are lots of people that I know, but you know that's what Clapstang's like, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
we have a very limited,
diverse.
Well, diverse, limited audience, but we're extremely familiar with them. What we lack.
As in, they are effectively our family. As in, they are our family.
Yeah. They're very special.
Big up Bogeytron and Matt Bob Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's both the Harlow axis and
I was distracted then because my brother sent me a WhatsApp, probably about this. He said, "Are you meant to be on video on this Twitch, or is that me?" So, he's not going to be on video. Although,
that's what we should have done. We should have got your brother. We should have got your brother in his best Mr. B disguise, and then put him on his barrel.
Okay, I'm just going to send him the link.
Oh God! Don't send him the Zoom link. Fucking hell. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Mad Max Mark. Sorry, it was a bit of a mission. Beth, you are correct. That lyric does sound very wrong. Oh man.
I do remember there were some people that.
Oh, cat on stream. Oh.
Just joined.
Oh, sweetheart. I'm so jealous. I'm on my own. I'm going to be on my own over Christmas. I
the cat.
Desperately want a cat to fuss at the best of time, but now I'm like desperate. I wish I could. If there was a local rescue that were like, we need emergency fosterers over Christmas, I would be right in there. No.
There's a few of those, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Well, the one thing I will say about Christmas, because I'm going to be home and I'm going to be on my own, I'm probably just going to stream. I'm probably just going to play games and stream.
So
and
Cat on Stream is another.
Cat on Stream's a good song title, yeah.
Yeah.
Cat on Stream. Cat on Stream.
Oh, Fleapack, don't worry. Hopefully we'll be okay. Have you guys been up panic buying yet? So, well, Johnny hasn't because he's self-isolating. So,
oh yeah.
I have a helper. It's not self-isolating.
Nice.
So we've gone out and got our lettuce today.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, it's gonna
That's
gonna
all you're
run
going to
out
eat over Christmas.
It's gonna run out.
The last lettuce you ever eat.
Yeah.
I bet Steve, you're absolutely shitting.
Oh,
here.
yes, please.
The possibility of lettuce running out.
yeah. Well, the Ocado can't come till the 4th of January.
Oh, Johnny, so jealous.
Hello.
So jealous. Oh, Sam Ashford, good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Yeah, love it. Oh,
What's
good man.
everybody's favourite quality stream?
Oh, that's what I could do. Maybe I could do it on the stream. Maybe I could do a Quality Street audit on the stream. You know, where you get a big tin and you just sort them all into how many of each one there is. And it's a Quality Street audit. You know, with Quality Street audits, somebody should make. I bet on Etsy you could actually sell a few, like an insert that's shaped exactly right to go inside a Quality Street tin, which has the exact number of holes in it as there are different kinds of chocolates, and you could basically like just sort them all out, and you could just have like a compartment of green triangles, a compartment of like the toffee saucers. You know, although that one, I mean, the compartment for those is the bin. So
do they sell them? Like, I bet you can get like split up. You
can get whole ones that are toffee pennies.
I say that, about toffee pennies. I actually like them just fine. They're fine. It's just everyone says they're shit.
Did there used to be a picture on the toffee penny?
Not sure.
I don't remember that.
This is turned into a proper.
You're wild, man. Wild.
Tiny Mind, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much for the follow. Beth Altair says, I panic bought heat shrink and quadcopter parts. So there you go.
Okay.
Is that so you can basically heat shrink yourself to a quadcopter and escape this godforsaken country? At a moment's notice, just fly away. See, so long, suckers. So, right, should we have a listen to another beat?
Yes, please.
I'm going to mix it up a bit, right? Because.
You're wild, man. Wild.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Fleapack. Thank you so much.
Come on, it's back again.
Let's have a listen to this one. This is like a little one. There's a couple of them that are quite little, as in they're not super complicated. There's not loads and loads going on. Okay. Hedgerow Heiress.
Once we do 300 overdubs, that'll.
Yeah. Hedgerow Heiress says, I got dumped on Christmas Day 1992 by my long-term boyfriend while I was dressed as the woman off the top of the Quality Street.
That is a sad story.
Cheembeat says, is Sandra okay? Sandra's just got an old Mac, Cheembeat. Is that Jim? Is that your brother, or is that?
That's my brother.
Okay.
Oh, God.
The
You can talk about times when lots of people used to think I didn't have a certain look at that point, and we looked more similar then. And there's a lot of people that think afterwards sort of thought I was a bit rude because they come up to me after gigs and go, "That was a great show," and someone would just go, "Yeah, whatever." Because they just go up to my brother and go, "Oh, nice one, mate. That was a great show." And you go, "What?"
And then this reputation gets around of Jim from Collapsed Lung being this like arsey arsehole,
Exactly.
really unfriendly.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
And then they find out it's actually true.
Bandy
worse than that.
Bandy Arrett, thank you. See you later, Andy. Take care. Merry Christmas to you too, as well, with a little sherry. So little, not that's me saying. I'm not saying little in a mid-Atlantic kind of way.
Yeah, but I went to it.
On the flip side, I managed to get all the groupies by pretending to be that great half-wit. Oh, lordy.
He didn't get himself.
Yeah, well.
Well, he did pretend to be the drummer at Reading. Yeah, I'm the drummer. I think it was when we didn't have a drummer. Yeah, I'm the drummer.
He was off stage, like when when bands, was it Korn, who have basically got like a whole band behind like a screen at the back of the stage?
Really?
Yeah. So
that's why they couldn't turn up for that gig.
Maybe, yeah. Korn, K, big K, small R, big R. No, big K, small O, big R, small N. Yeah, Korn. Yeah, we
They're actually called Company Ron. That's what
we filled in for them because they got turned away, I think, at immigration.
What happened?
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, what year would
actually get onto the plane?
I think it was at Heathrow, as I understand it. It was at Heathrow.
Yeah, because it was like only a few hours before, wasn't it? They got in touch.
So they called you last minute.
It was the venues. The guy Neil O'Brien, who was the booker at the Astoria, called us and basically said, "Oh, Primus are playing tonight." It was about 1:00 in the afternoon, and said, "Primus are playing tonight, and the support band got turned away at immigration. Can you do it?" And it was like the days when we were all young enough to go, "Okay, hold on, I'll ring everybody." Jim, can you do it? Yeah. Johnny, can you do it? Yeah. Steve, can you do it? Yeah.
I think there's a few of us in the cooler at the time.
Oh, in the cooler, yeah.
Yeah. So we were already there. Okay.
Whereas now,
phone box.
Band in their Dave is excused from this, but band in their 40s and 50s, let's do a gig. Let's do a gig. Let's make a doodle poll for dates 18 months in the future. That's even before COVID.
That gig was brilliant though, because it was the first. Because obviously, Primus had big fans. Proper lots of people who would go mental over it. I remember just being at the front of the stage, and like groups of girls like screaming at us, and I was thinking, "Whoa, what's happening? Whoa, what are you screaming at?" Us.
Yeah, and it was at the front. It was all like the young audience was all at the front, and then it was all the dudes in denim jackets with loads of patches on at the back, kind of like going like.
But I remember going to the bar afterwards, and this girl was just screaming in my face for about 10 minutes, going, "Oh my God, oh my God." This is American girl. "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And then I think I got away by just going, "Yeah, hey, showbiz there." No, I went, "There's Dave Navarro." I ran away. I was like, "Okay, I'm going to go get a drink now."
It wasn't a lie.
He was there, yeah. He actually was there, yeah.
He was there.
The other thing about that gig I remember is a very young lad right at the front, up against the stage, calling me over between two songs. He looked like about 12, and he's calling me over. And then I went over, and he lifted his hand up. He had a packet of eggs. "Do you want a fag?" And I was like, "No, you're all right. I didn't actually smoke."
Yeah, that's that thing the kids do when they start smoking.
Yeah.
When cycling home from school once, this bloke called in my year called Clive Digence. We were about 12. He was cycling the other way, and he was cycling on it, and he had a fag on the go. He went, "Want a lug?" Like, "Well, you're cycling over there." No, but he was just basically saying, "I've got a fag."
And this is what you can expect from a Collapse Lung podcast. Material of this quality.
Coming
to Richard Dyson.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope. Well, no, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been because he was not an erudite man.
Yeah, Beth Altair says two's up. Right, let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to this. This is at the moment. This is called Smooth Jazz Funeral.
Oh yeah,
that's what the beat's
it will be
called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Smooth.
Oh yeah, nice.
Jazz.
Oh, Ash and Thutha, yes, having a laugh. That's what we need this year.
Here comes the funeral. Oh yeah.
It's when Jim starts singing like the best one.
Johnny's going to stop it now. Going, it's a bass line.
Oh, that's Mothzilla's husband?
Hey.
This is the most people I've ever had on stream by quite some margin. Streamlabs chatbot's telling me 47. So can you guys do this every week?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Well, at the moment, yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. It's there isn't a huge amount of variation. It's just that weird song. It's mainly that weird piano sample, and it's like a kind of I don't know, sort of very sparse beat. I quite like it. It's just the kind of thing where I remember when I was doing it, I got it to that stage and I thought, you know what? Let's just leave it at that because I would want to hear what Steve would do on it as well.
Exactly. The thing, it's got a nice chord progression on it, which I think Steve can certainly muck about with.
I can imagine Steve doing like a kind of Hetzi says that must be, is that Heather? Hetzi says it's going on her funeral playlist. If it is Heather, I'm saying her.
Yeah.
And it
Apology.
will be called Smooth Jazz Funeral. Well, I don't know what lyrics I write for it, but it will be called Smooth Jazz.
But I like
imagine Steve having a nightmare about the key.
Well,
it's only that ding ding ding. That's
yeah. No, that's what he's thinking. I can see it.
It's in tune. It's in tune. So it's in concert pitch ish. I mean, the piano's a bit wonky. Whoa, hang on, no, we don't want that one yet. The piano's a bit wonky, but it is in tune. But as for the key,
I know we'll work that out.
But the thing is, if the worst comes to the worst, when I bring it in machine, I can use Melodyne to just, transpose it. It'd be fine, So yeah, it's fine. Yes, that is Heather. Teleblaster 91. Teleblaster 91 suggests big ambient fuzz Ebo stuff.
Good do. I did break out the other day.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
nice.
not a bad suggestion.
Yeah, but I was trying to think. I was imagining like a section where maybe Steve does a kind of sort of textual thing that like builds up and up and up and up and up. You know what I mean? Maybe like playing a kind of little arpeggio that goes into echo, which is really, really feedbacky, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I don't know, you do a fucking blazing guitar solo or something. I don't know.
Standing on the top of a mountain.
But we have to really egg Steve on, don't we, to do that? Because we know he can do it and he can do it really well. But I think
It's not the first thing on the list. Normally.
No.
Do you remember when we were recording 25 years on Cooler, and we were getting you to do that solo, and we were like, more, do it again, go bigger, like wee, like proper like wailing guitar solo. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what about the rest of you guys? What do you reckon? What about you, Dave? What are you thinking, Dave? Because obviously I'm making all this stuff with drums sort of in place already.
Yeah, I like. It's weird, isn't it, for me? Because I kind of come in at the end. When
I thought it would be nice to include you. You know what I mean? I thought.
Yeah.
So we'll put it this way, at the very least, so that it's a bit less of a shock.
It's like,
you're the most membery of the band of anyone that's ever not been a member of the band officially. That's the thing.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Hang on, Dave's easily like the longest lasting drummer, though, isn't he? By some considerable margin.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, let's talk about percentages. Probably about
when was Steve or Dad got me involved.
Yes, by the way, in case anybody didn't realise, Dave, we are convinced, is the son of Steve, our guitarist.
Wasn't it a gig, Steve? Someone come up to us and was like, "Oh, is that your son playing drums?"
Yeah.
And then a gig a lot later, somebody went up to Dave's girlfriend or partner. I'm not sure how you'd prefer to be addressed, and asked if she was my daughter. And it is like, well,
very proud, weren't you? You were very proud. You were like, I think you were really pleased about that.
Definitely. I mean, if I had a daughter and it was Bianca, I'd be over the moon. I'd be absolutely over the moon. Yeah, no, it was very funny. But when she always like refers to me on like Instagram stuff as like Dad, like, and genuinely I put that photo up of the gig at Hitchin, and I put my daughter on the merch stand, and I seriously had about 5 people direct message me going, "Hang on a minute, what?" Thinking.
Well, no, the last gig we did exactly a year ago today.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah,
in Hackney, and there was Layla and her friend Katie came along, and they looked after my hat, I believe, or something like that. And there was that drunk bloke who was just being drunk and what have you, and
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he was hassling Katie, and I just went to the front stage. "You get your hands off my daughter!" And he was like, "Oh, sorry."
There's that brilliant.
About it now, if we see, women getting hassled in the crowd, we can go, "You get your hands off my daughter."
There's that,
and then
there's a GIF. There's a GIF, isn't there? There's a GIF of you denying, like shutting him down, isn't there, at the end of the song when he gets on.
I'm quite happy with that GIF.
It's brilliant.
Make me look a little bit. I mean, it's a bit.
Is that where you push him off stage?
I push him off stage and then turn around to you and go, "Close the door!" Bang. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's probably the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
it was like literally 1.5 seconds, but that's like the coolest thing I've ever done.
Hedgerow Era says that me talking to Dave there was a weird way to fire Dave. And Muffzilla says I should be calling you Larry and Windsor. But she also says that she thought it was true that Bianca was my daughter at the the Leicester gig. And Gloidy says we should call that one Halloumi Water. That's his suggestion. Maybe you could save that for another one, Jim. Halloumi water, yeah.
But make a note of that, Jim.
I'll make a note of that.
Yeah. Well done.
Making a note of it.
Okay, so let's have a listen to another one. Now, this one's a longer one, and obviously we're not going to listen to the whole thing. I think it's only really longer because it's slow. And then I was basically doing the arrangement machine and copying big chunks, and the next thing you know, you've got 5 minutes. But let's just listen to a chunk of this. At the moment, it's called High Noon Sutton Unlicensed Meat Raffle.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've got.
I've kind of written the lyrics for you, Jim.
Didn't this have another name?
Don't think so. Yeah, it's got a long. I'm going to skip it on a bit because it's got a. There we go. It's got a long intro on it. I love all the weird acoustic guitar in it, the way it's all chopped up.
Well, it's like, South London suburban spaghetti western.
Yeah.
I like the way the audio has been manipulated to make it sound like a school band.
Oh, it's not. Trust me, it's not manipulated. It's from a it's a Hong Kong movie. It's a Hong Kong track. So it's just the sound of like a Hong Kong orchestra. It's just that way. I think with Asian orchestras like that playing Western stuff, it's basically they're so used to playing like microtonal stuff that when they play the sort of the simple 12-note Western stuff, it just sounds weird. Do you know what I mean? They're so used to going in between the notes.
Yeah.
That's part of what I like about it. Yeah, Mothzilla, that's known as Oppa Doppa. Jim is the king of Oppa Doppa. Have you guys seen that viral video of the duck that drinks the water? But then there's a version of it where he's holding the duck and the beak's going like this, going, when I'm on a mic, 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 when I'm on a mic. I mean, this is basically, you know, it's all just sort of variations on those different sets of samples. I will see you later, Fleetpack. Take care. Don't worry about Steam Labs telling you off. It was just because there was an errant full stop. Yeah, I just think there's an awful lot of possibilities here. I mean, what do you guys reckon? Jim, you want to start?
Well, yeah, I've definitely got it as I've started writing lyrics for this one. It's I just called it High Noon Sutton High Street in brackets unlicensed meat raffle. I kind of feel like we have to lean into this sort of ludicrousness of the fact that we're still doing this.
Yeah, would that be our longest song title? It must be, mustn't it?
It will be. There's lots of Mr. B song titles much longer than that. It's definitely a long one. And I think we should embrace long song titles. Or
well, to be honest, it works for Mr. B, so you know I'm willing to give it a go.
Well, sometimes. Yeah, I think that's the thing. A lot of the time, I'm just getting these. There are very kind of odd song titles, like Smooth Jazz Funeral, or perhaps even Cat on Stream and Unfathomably Long, which we have come up with tonight between us.
Uncomfortably long.
Uncomfortably long.
Maybe we should just do a cover of Uncomfortably Numb, and just change the lyric.
I've become uncomfortably long.
I'm sure Steve would like to do the David Gilmour parts in that. Oh man, but yeah, I think what about the rest of you guys? Steve, any sort of any?
Well, there's some obvious like the James Bondy type.
The James Bond,
guitar,
yeah.
Like, what's it sort of Ennio Morricone? You know what I mean, like.
Across the
Sergio Morricone,
Ennio Morricone, and Sergio Tashini.
Exactly.
Ennio Tashini as a song.
I would just like to say Sergio Leone, who's the director of those movies. That's why I made that mistake. Okay.
Of course. But I'm still writing out Ennio Tashini.
There's another track.
Yeah, another track.
This is the great thing, isn't it, about the stuff that we did for the last album, is that when we got together, all these stupid ideas would flow. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember, Jim? Do you remember when we did Let's Get Jobs? Do you remember when we did that? It was here, wasn't it? It was at my place.
Yes.
And it was basically, we just did the whole thing in like a few hours.
Yeah.
We just like literally, I was just sat at my desk writing lyrics. You had a few lyrics already, and you wrote the rest of them. And it's just like, we never normally do that, do we? That's not something we would ever normally do.
We don't have lyric writing. I mean, some people like kind of writing lyrics together and what have you, and I really, really don't like it at all. It really does my head in.
We could do it like
sitting outside the studio door, finishing them off at the last second.
Well, I like doing that. Yeah, I like writing everything at the last minute. And yeah, exactly. Sitting. It was a lovely sunny day though. Yeah.
Do you like being under pressure? Is that why? Do you like being under pressure?
Oh, I doubt it.
Not really, but it doesn't mean, you do get things done, and you just come up with any old rubbish, and that's what we generally do. So,
I think Let's Get Jobs is the best thing we ever did. So I think,
well, Golf People. I think that is a bit of a magnum opus.
It is. But Let's Get Jobs, I don't know. There's something about it special.
Well, I think the fact it was like pretty much the first thing we properly did back together as a band.
Yeah.
And it works so well. As far as we're concerned, I don't know if anyone else liked it, but there you go.
So Hedgerow,
we could do it.
Hedgerow Heris says, quick sidebar question. My brother used to have to eat so much whale meat during the war, it's just starting to have a funny side effect. Everywhere he goes, he blanks. And she says, do we have cards or will we just answer? Poor Dave is just like, what are they talking about? So what's your answer, Jim?
Hold on. My brother used to drink during the war. So they always read it out again.
Yeah.
While it's going, dude, you need to have that incidental music.
Right, I'm gonna.
My brother used to have to eat so much whale meat during the war. It just started to have a funny side effect. Everywhere he goes, he blanks.
Oh, I know.
You're not very inspired, are you?
No.
What about blubbers?
I think that will do. That will do. Yeah, Chimby says. Your brother says squirts water out of his head.
Very good, very good.
Oh, brilliant.
That's why he should have been the one in the band.
Let's have a listen to something else, which is new and is... If Johnny's not already heard this, he's probably going to be horrified.
He's hunted for his sperm. That's very
The Alfred Odd Books, big shout.
Another beer.
Oh, that's absolutely brilliant.
Okay, well done.
Let's have a listen to this one. So, yeah.
You're about to play one I think you're going to play.
Yeah.
And my note on this is we're being terribly serious again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think this one is my favourite.
Cool.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the rainbow theme tune.
Well, that's because you're not the one who thinks we're going to get sued for.
Oh, nice beer. Woo, woo. So I imagine that, once we make a proper project out of it, I can imagine vocal bits filtering down the sample a bit,
Yeah.
But it's just extremely silly. Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea what to do with this one yet.
Can you
almost feel like I should just mime it?
Well, we've got to give a big shout to Kitty Blue MJ, because it was she was the one who put this in my mind, the Kenny Everett mime sketches in my mind. So any of you who are not old enough to remember probably won't get the reference, but yeah.
Dave.
Dave, yeah. So Kenny Everett on his TV show used to do these sketches where he was like a mime, and they always had this music on it. So he says it's like an 80s kids science show. And listen to this bit. I'll put this in.
I know you did. That was after how many bottles of sherry was that one?
Can it go to like full on drum and bass?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, amazing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Could be Knob Out Room Volume 2.
Maybe.
In the Knob Out Room.
But I like having stuff. I like that, and the like in the Janacek one, having these sort of old TV references, but not like, oh look, it's the theme from Grange Hill. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more weird. Do you know what I mean? It's just slightly more weird.
Can you do one to the Grange Hill theme?
Well, maybe if we could really chop it. Let's just put the Grange Hill theme in and put it through Perform Effects and just see what we get.
That would be good.
Yeah, so I mean,
Crown Court.
Yes, well, yeah, we'll come to that in a little while. So,
yes.
I mean, I think it's I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I know to me it's like when I put that snare, you know, that jip, 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 the kind of dancehall snare in it, and then I was like, oh, and then I was like, I need to put some sort of like sirens and air horns and stuff in. And then I distorted them, and I was like, oh, it's like the Bug. It was like it's just sort of really evil dancehall, but with this silly twee, thing over the top of it.
I think I maybe need to just really kind of shout over this one.
Maybe
a really shouty one.
Maybe
a furiously shouty, screamy one.
Maybe some really culturally inappropriate toasting.
Yes, perhaps, yes.
No,
sort of toasting that someone like me could get away with in 1991.
Exactly.
Not
Exactly.
Anymore.
Yeah, I was listening to.
Don't worry, Johnny. That's not going to happen. Don't worry.
I was listening to a podcast today.
Johnny's panicking. No. I'd like to shut this down right now, please.
I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about Paul Nicholas's hit of the 70s, "Reggae Like It Used to Be." Which is just incredible. Yeah, it's worth a listen if you've not heard it before. After the stream, go and check it out. It is incredible.
I have heard it, but probably not in the last 35 years.
You must have heard Brian Adams did that Reggae Christmas.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
There's a Christmas single called Reggae Christmas. Having a Reggae Christmas.
Well, everyone thought everyone could just do reggae a while back, couldn't they?
Yeah.
It looks like Steve stroking a dog.
Like Mike Reed.
Stroking my leg.
I thought he was stroking a dog.
Stroking his leg. He's got a very long, wide leg.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a bit like the UKIP Calypso.
Andrew.
So, and Mandrew B1, thank you for joining us. And he says, have you heard the Sandy Shore reggae song?
I'm not sure.
Well, that might be something to investigate. Sandy, oh my goodness.
So.
I love it. Have you heard Elton John? So the first stuff Elton John did was like singing on those Top of the Pops albums, the albums where it was like cover versions. And there's was it what I got to do to make you love me? That he sings like, what I gotta do to make you love me. Like, it's just so bad. It's appalling. It's absolutely appalling.
I did when he did they had that lockdown thing.
When he did the pub singer. The pub singer.
Oh, yeah.
Have I sent you we were doing, when at the start of the pandemic, when everyone was doing Zoom quizzes.
Yeah.
One night we had like in Brighton, all our lot have this Zoom quiz for a while until everyone got so stressed about it. It was, trying to outdo each other on how snazzy it was. Me and Karen and I re-recorded loads of songs like the Orville song and things like that. And so yeah, I just did various versions of numerous tunes in the kind of Elton John style, all new Elton John.
First guest of today, and it's Paul Nicholas who's gonna, when he's ready, reggae like it used to be.
This is the best one yet.
Yeah,
and it's also like a BBC orchestra version.
Oh God, yeah. Basically sounds like me.
It's totally weird, man. It's totally, oh my God. Yeah, it's horrific. Absolutely horrific. Let's have a listen to one more, and then I want to show you this weird thing. Oh, look what I've done.
Yeah.
Look what I've done. Hang on. There we go. Let's have a listen to one more. Alfred Oddbook says, oh yeah, the other day I found a lounge version of Return of Django. Nice. Yeah.
Incidentally, what have you called that last one?
That last one was called...
Like French Mime something.
At the moment, it's just called a Morris Mimer.
Morris Mime, okay.
Which apparently is the name of that character. So...
I could maybe work with that, but I don't know. Let's see.
Let me think.
We don't want to be too obvious, I guess. We don't want to go, hey, everybody, this is what we sampled.
But in a way, maybe we do.
Because who gives a monkey?
Exactly. We ain't got out, so...
We're not Kay and the gang. We're not getting to Christmas #1.
Yeah.
Incidentally, everybody, by...
Well, you just play it on Spotify.
Yeah, but endlessly play Boris Johnson is a...
Effing C.
By the K's.
Oh, is that his... Oh, right. I'd seen that was going in the charts. I didn't realise that was him.
I was talking to him last night, and he goes, if you told me I was going to be Christmas #1, like, or Christmas number 19, because he's at number 19 at the moment, but it's the third fastest selling thing at the moment. And he said, if you told me a year ago I was going to be Christmas number 19, I would have bitten your arm off. But now I feel like I'm going to be a bit disappointed if I'm number 2.
Make a joke out of being a number 2. So
exactly, yeah.
Let's have a look.
It's a 56-second track as well, so you can like just play it on repeat a million times.
Yeah.
On Spotify.
Jim, have you got lyrics called Red Brick something?
Yes, Red Brick Municipal Buildings.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so this is the beat.
It's kind of my version of Chalk Hills and Children by XTC.
Very nice. Nice reference.
Nice reference, everybody.
I approve. This is the beat that's called Red Brick Beat. And it is kind of a municipal beat, I think. Yeah, I really love this one. This is possibly my favourite one. There's loads of like psychedelic little bits. Mothzilla says she can already hear Jim's voice to this one. Yeah.
But reproduced by Ant, though.
Yeah, I did it on the stream. I actually made it from scratch. So basically that gap there was just because I couldn't figure out how to work that beat in. But if we listen to this bit, I do get it in. Do. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's in here. Yeah, I think it's a real good one. That
it's nice.
It's going to be nice.
I do like how it's got like an 80s children's adventure film.
So many of these tracks have.
Yeah. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's I'm really, really pleased with how that beat came out. Like that's probably the one that is sort of got the most in it, like the most effort in it, but it actually came together really quickly. You know, it didn't take that long to put together. And basically I put that gap in it before I got the Schooly D bit, and then version 3.1, good to see you. Soz I'm late, I was subjected to Burnley versus Wolves game in an ill-timed quiche. The quiche sounds good. Burnley. Is Sean Dyche still at Burnley? I know nothing about like sort of current football. Burnley. And that's the Burnley way. Oh, it's a raid. We've had a raid. Somebody's given us a raid. I haven't got my alerts box on. Hang on.
We don't know what that means.
It's Barmies! Argue Barmies. Is that Argue Barmies raiding? I apologise for not knowing because I haven't got my alert box on.
What does that mean?
A raid. A raid means like people in another stream have all come into this one, including the streamer.
Where are they from?
This is Argue Barmies, who's in Brighton as well, Jim.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There we go. We've got 57 people on here now.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the raid, Barmies. Hey. So this is a bit of a different stream from the normal ones because I've basically got the rest of the band here, as you can see in our blankety blank thing. I just love the fact that we're all such different scales. It's absolutely brilliant.
Really big.
Hang on, hang on.
Like, no!
Oh no! Whoa! The universe. We
got to do what Star Trek actors do
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Look at your bloody hair going everywhere. It's amazing.
You look like your brother.
It is amazing. Oh my word. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Thanks. Hello Raiders. Hello Raiders. Jim's brother says Johnny Dore looked terrified when you said it was a raid.
You said what?
He says you look terrified when I said it was a raid. Like, quick.
Just got to go to the toilet quickly.
No worries. Get it flushing. Mate, it's no good. They've got the drains open downstairs. They'll be catching it as soon as it comes out. Los Ryu, good to see you, man. Really, really good to see you. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Raiders. Thanks for joining. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So what we're doing, just to fill in anybody who's raiding, basically what we're doing is we're just being a bunch of idiots. But other than that, we're just kind of listening to the sort of beats that I've been making on the stream. I think that. Do you want to know something? I've thought about this. Well, I hadn't thought about this until today. It's almost like a. It's almost like a sell. If we had a plugger, if we actually worked with PR like it was the 90s, you would kind of say, you know, oh, this is the story of this album. Like all the beats were initially made on Twitch streams. That'd be quite good. I mean, if we were all like 20. If we were all 20 and like looked like, you know,
20.
Attractive, virile young people, Dave excused from that.
No, I look 20.
Well, you look dark. Did you turn your ring light off?
I turned my light off, yeah. No, but if I turn that really hard.
Yeah, somebody said that it's 13 Lee 13 says, look at Bono in the top right. Dave, that's you. So basically what we're doing is
snazzy glasses there, Dave.
We're listening to these
and the edge top left.
Who is Bono?
No, Bono's dad in the top left. So we've been, hey, Mutze 45 Mutze. Oh, it's our friend from Germany who joined us on the stream on Friday. So this is Mutze who rapped at a Schalke match, and he showed us the video, and I put it on the stream. It was fantastic. And we were saying, oh, maybe we need to get some because I've long said I really wanted to get some non-English rapping on some of our stuff. So yeah.
Hates them in, but just insists he raps.
He says, "Oh yeah, a lot of old men. Perfect. That's my channel here." Oh my god!
About that.
Well, you know,
36 now, and I'll Wikipedia.
Hey, shush!
Oh, is that giving it away? How old Dad is? Dad's got to be at least
50
something. 60. I Wikipedia'd it earlier on our page. 10 years. It's my 10th year this year in the band.
Wow! But there was wasn't there like 5 years where we basically didn't do anything because we did the gig. Was it 4? Yeah.
We did my birthday one. Then we did my 20th birthday. Then we did the one in Harlow, and then we did nothing for about 5 years.
Yeah, something like that.
We did one again in 2014.
Where was that?
At Square again.
Ah.
Really pushing the boat out, you know, trying some new stuff. You know? Well, I tell you what, before we go back to the beats, can I show you guys this thing that I was talking about?
Oh yeah, go on. Let's see if it works.
It's gonna be a bit weird when I start it up. Okay, I'll start it up.
Everything else.
Right. So that's made you look really weird. Okay. But
there you go,
give me a second. I can sort this out. There we go. Right.
Oh, lovely. Oh, just like being at work.
There we go. Look. Well, exactly. So this is this thing called the Anything Gallery, right? And it's just this little sort of Unity
game. This is Johnny's work, isn't it?
Yeah. This is how people look at art now. I feel bad because I put me in this, but none of the rest of you guys. But I didn't have time because I think it was like 2 minutes before we started.
So we all remember how the Eat My Gold chorus happened.
So basically, this is like this thing. What you do is you go to this plinth at the start and you type in what you want to see, right? And then you go into the gallery and it will show you things based on what you put in, and it's basically pulling them off Google and off YouTube and stuff like that. But what's really interesting, Mothzilla suggests I type giant boobies. That would probably not go well.
You can do that at home.
So,
we're doing that in about an hour's time.
But what I like about it is very quickly it goes weird. So you start off seeing things that you expect, and very quickly it goes weird. Okay, and what I want to see is what happens if I type. Hang on. No, let's go. Eat my goal. Collapsed lung.
Oh God.
Have you done this before?
I have done it before.
Oh.
Here we go. So there we go. Look, you can see.
Yeah.
So there we have the cover. This was the European version, wasn't it? This wasn't the. This one. Did you guys know that Four Lions was a massive hit in Germany?
Four lions or three lions?
Oh, no, 3 lions.
3 Lions. 4 Lions? That's the movie.
Yeah, because
the movie might be 3 Lions. Yeah.
When Germany won Euro '96, they sang it, didn't they?
Yeah. So.
At the end, Jürgen Klinsmann, everyone singing "He's coming home."
So that's the single as it was in Europe. Right. So let's see. What else have we got here? Look. Let's go down here.
Oh, look.
So we can watch the video. There's little Dan there.
Little Dan.
Hey, Cloydie, there he is! Hey! UKDMHU in the chat. Oh, he might have gone now, I don't know. But there he is.
Oh, Dave's gone.
I ought to stop that though, because
Oh, speed it up.
when you move it changes speed.
Brilliant.
Pause. There we go, because I'm going to get DMCA'd for that, but never mind. Even though it's our music.
That's
And we own the publishing, but let's not talk about that.
okay, we'll talk about that later.
And look, in this little corner we have the
What's that? What's the thing on the bottom?
well, that's the CD.
CD.
Yeah, that's the 1998 release.
Oh,
Boo!
I was talking to
Terrible cover.
Kay of Kay and the Gang last night about getting in the top 20, and one of the Manor Boys quiz questions was, what is the highest number that Eat My Gold got to? It was number
19.
18.
18.
Yes.
Ah.
But I remember at the time when it happened, I was just, when you see it in films or in books and things like that, when someone gets in the chart in the top 20, it's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
I remember my time, the girl I was living with at the time was like, oh, I think you're number 18 in the chart. So I was like, oh, right, okay. Because we'd already stopped doing Collapsed Lung, and it was a bit like, okay. That's what's happened.
Now look, this is where it goes weird, right? Good. So now it's turned into an Amazon exhibition. Presumably because it's taking some of the pictures off Amazon. So there we got that. Oh look, that's weird.
Another bloody football.
But it's the same image, but without the text on it. That's weird. Then we got a vinyl label there.
Beautiful.
This software is called the Anything Gallery. It's free and it's on itch.io. There's a nice little still there from the video.
Yeah.
And then we got an Amazon logo.
Of course.
Let's do Amazon.
Clearly not that much stuff about Amazon.
This is an exhibition of 3 hyphens.
3 hyphens. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's 3. Yeah.
More Amazon.
And have you done this just to depress?
Well, I just want to see if it goes where it went last time, because it ended up somewhere quite funny the last time I did it. Oh, whoa. Ooh, that's, yeah,
in the
okay.
jungle.
Something's gone wrong there.
It ended up in the jungle.
Yeah, Hedgerow RS says, you Amazon sellouts.
Does it end up at a Lexus garage? And then the Dole office. And then a year later, the Dole office.
I just remembered if I hold down shift, I can run. Amazon sell. Oh, it's got to. I want it to get to where it had before. Ooh.
Oh, what's that?
Weird. Amazon Assistant. Apparently, some people using this have got have had their Pistol P21 says, "Is this Yakuza?" And Argubommy says, "Wait, is this Cyberpunk 2077?" Oh, what's that up there? That looks interesting. What's that? Like a child's Amazon Fire? Well, but I don't want to spoil. I might refresh this and start again.
This is what schools are going to be like.
It's what they're like now, mate.
Just what? Just Amazon.
Just Amazon, yeah.
Let me just try this, right? Let me just try Collapse Lung Band.
That's Johnny dropping the artwork.
Oh, look.
Hello,
look. Oh, God.
Look at Jim. Look at Jim.
I remember that. That was with, what's his, Paul, what was his name? The guy that did that photo shoot.
Can you see that me? I had like a Kiryu from Yakuza style soul patch. So there you go. You see, I obviously knew.
But I remember what was the photographer?
That was in Crouch End. It was Andy Wilshire, the photographer.
Andy Wilshire, that was it.
That was in.
He goes down to me, Paul indie hip hop poses. What on earth are you on about? I don't know what that is.
Oh, come on. This has got to go the way it did before because it was really funny. And I don't want to spoil it.
This is like when the Crystal Maze...
Hey! There we go. The real... Oh, yeah, okay. So, anyone know who this is?
What's this?
I've no idea.
Mum?
Former Marlow firefighter praises Harefield Hospital following collapse lung treatment.
Well, this is it. We're just there, aren't we? This is the photo. You get one photo of us, and then it moves on to people who have got.
Yeah, that's when I did it earlier. It kept wanting to take me into a museum all about collapsed lungs.
Yeah.
Saprogenic. Don't know who that is. Steve, is that you? Is that you there?
Nothing to do with me.
Oh, there's some thumbnails from the Eat My Gold video. Oh, and here we go. Look.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Collapsed lungs. Yeah. Yes.
What's that all about? Is that?
I'm assuming that everyone else in the band was the first to hear about any relative who had a collapsed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what. Your Uncle Dave's had a collapsed lung.
Who's this? No idea.
This is the gallery of how unpopular we are.
Who's this? Francis Lung.
Francis Lung.
Musician. Yeah, let's just have let's see. I'm just going to give it a very quick chance to see if it's going to go where it went before. There's like an X-ray. Hey, look.
Hey.
So I guess that was like our first proper gig back, wasn't it? That one with Censor.
Oh yeah, the one at
the Boston Arms, the Dome, yeah.
The Dome, yeah. That was great.
Artist exhibition. What's this one? Photography. Oh, it's not going to do it. Basically, when I was doing this earlier, every time I did it,
this was the big surprise, wasn't it?
Well, it was just every time I would do it earlier, it would go Linkin Park exhibition, and then it wouldn't even say it, and it would just be loads of pictures of Linkin Park. Being contemporary artist.
Ooh, contemporary?
Contemporary spelt wrong, isn't it?
How to musician. Anyway, so there you go. I just thought I would I thought I would show you that thing because I thought that was quite a funny way of sort of
that's beautiful.
Almost going into the museum. Oh no, look, I've shown people behind the scenes. Look at this. Oh, Jim was massive. Jim's head had gone massive.
And make Dave tiny again.
I've totally not been keeping up with the chat.
You nip to the loo then, Dave?
Yeah. I was out.
I've got to go to the loo now.
Yeah, you got that absolutely right.
Go for it. If you want to go to the loo, please do it.
Okay.
No, I went and got a drink, had a piss.
Me and Johnny again.
They're going to go to the loo. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now me and Dave and Steve can talk about them. Oh, look, lovely. Oh, look. Is that the Cutty sock?
Johnny, what you got?
Lego pirate ship. Oh, I'm a bit worried about how much of my sherry I've drunk. Anyway.
It says everything, doesn't it? Sherry, you're on the sherry.
Insta, yeah. So, yeah, let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah, so excuse the weirdness when I like switch apps. It's basically because for some reason, OBS, if you do window capture on Zoom, you just get a white screen, and I having to do display capture, which means I can't. Which whenever I switch apps, it goes over what you're seeing. Little bit of techie stuff there. Let me just see. I just want to get the Instagram.
Yeah, wonderful inconsistent naming.
It's not easy to find
between social media.
Is it Collapse Lung UK? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Instagram.
Yeah.
The Instagram is, yeah.
But is it Collapse Lung
Steve will know.
Is it Collapse Lung _UK?
Very possibly.
Because Mutse is too young for Facebook. And I think he's about the same age as you, Dave. So
what
25? 25, yeah. Exactly.
Just wait until we start our TikTok channel, then
Okay, so I'll put it in here. Is it, how do you do an Instagram link? Is it just instagram.com/ does that work?
That's the
Yep.
That is their convention. Have you noticed TikTok actually is TikTok/ and then you've got to do an app.
Oh, I don't know. I only watch TikTok videos on Instagram. I'm too old.
What's TikTok?
Is your house not full of people doing TikTok?
It is, yeah.
Do we reckon that Jim's what do we reckon Jim's doing?
number 2.
Whoa. Yeah. Right, come on, Jim. Come on.
Annika.
It seems to, yeah, those links seem to work. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's doing. He's getting in the helicopter.
Here he is. Here he is.
Where's your new shirt?
What's this?
Where's your new shirt?
Oh.
Oh. Oh dear. Come on then. As soon as he's back, we'll get back on the beats.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Vintage Collapse Lung shirt there.
Vintage.
Very nice.
Mine as well that Steve gave to me many years ago.
Has everyone seen Johnny's one? Have you displayed it properly there? Johnny's 27-year-old T-shirt. Yeah. Look at the back. Look at the back print. How sweaty do you get wearing that shirt with those massive prints on it?
Steve, I was before you arrived, I was telling the others that I dug out the explosion one, the grey one.
Yeah.
And it's a brand new one. It's one I've never worn. It's just been in my drawer, and it's got a hideous like turtleneck collar. Does that ring any bells? Yeah.
Turtleneck? What's going on?
Like a really high, tight collar.
I don't remember us doing any like that. I mean, I've got some in the loft. I don't remember. I think they're normal though.
Well, I put it on and I thought this collar's really tight, and then I looked in the mirror and it was really high. Like
unless we did like a weird test or something.
You must have done, because it was horrible.
It was horrible.
Really bizarrely, going off the T-shirt, I had a guy called.
You're wild, man, wild.
Dave 7248, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. Mutsi says, "What?"
Wild man, wild.
Sheen Beat, thank you for the follow.
Yay.
Mutsi says, "Why are we not naked? I see England people and if there's more than 4." So I think basically what he's saying is that if you see more than 4 Brits together, especially in Germany, they normally have their tops off. We're too old and modest. We're too old and modest, you know. And yeah, and also we are the poxy. I mean, even though we're only in the EU for a few more days, much to certainly I think everyone here's regret. we're too old and modest. But he is right. He is totally right.
At least we're having a little practice run this week of being international pariahs. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah,
Pistol Pete says, back in the mid-90s, I played in a petanque tournament where we had matching T-shirts like Jim's, and our team was called the Cooler Ballers.
That's a good T-shirt, Jim.
That's excellent. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's white tee.
Surprised it still fits.
It's no wait. You know what? It's a small.
No, it's not.
Yeah, man.
No. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Lumbersexual.
Oh, it is.
Lumbersexual. Helly is here. As soon as she arrives, she joins the chat and we're talking about getting naked. You can't blame me this time, she says. Lovely to have you with us, Helly. Thanks for joining us. Taps off.
Actually, the Helly story was obviously Helly was the person that got me pretty much got me the sparks.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, if I
remember when the email came in from their manager and just said, "Okay, what's your tech spec and everything?" And we were in the studio recording Cooler at the time, and I remember sort of saying, "Oh wow, like Spark support's not." They're asking what the tech spec is, and you're like, "Oh my god, really?" I was like, "Oh no, it's Mr. B." He was like, "Oh right, okay, okay, I suppose that makes better sense." Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Like,
I didn't want to do it anyway. Never met your heroes.
No. Unless they're Sparks, and they're actually really lovely. Very shy, but very lovely.
And also, anyone who was at the gig at the Lexington that we did for when 0 Hours Band came out, and we had the amazing cake shaped like the mug on the cover. Helly Half Baked in the chat there is the person who made it, and also various other cakes. And she for the gig a year ago today, she made those mince pies, didn't she? So with the blue flashes on. So yeah, Squaddy, hello Squaddy. So yeah.
Oh.
Right. So let's.
Squaddy's isolating. You have to.
Oh, Squaddy is isolating. Oh man.
Or Squaddy.
He's with Johnny.
Yeah, I've been. Is it just? I've had to self-isolate. Have any of the rest of you guys had to? I mean, I know Johnny is, but
I have never. No, everyone else in my family has had coronavirus, basically. Even my dad, who's like 81, he's had it. He was okay. Well, I can only assume my mum and my sister had it because they lived with him, and there was no social distancing going on there at all. Like, he was supposed to be in bed, and I was talking to my mum, going, "How is he? Is he all right?" And he'd like wander into the room, like, "All right, how's it going?"
Mercy says 5 English and no one drinks beer. Looks like a meeting from the University of Oxford.
Very much so.
Johnny's got beer. Johnny's drinking beer.
Johnny.
Johnny's got a beer. Look, he's got a beer. Yeah, and Dave's got beer. But I'm drinking sherry. I drink beer, but I'm only drinking sherry's become my lockdown drink, just because I feel like it's easier to
decadent, get drunk.
It's a bit more decadent, but it's also it's like wine. It's like I started drinking wine because I can like have a bit of wine and it will last me like 2 or 3 nights. Whereas if I have beer,
no. Thing is,
I'll just fucking demolish it.
No, I find if I have a bit of wine, well, there you go. What time is it? We've been on there an hour and 25 minutes. There it goes.
Mad Max Smart says alcohol has become my lockdown drink. Yeah, I'm drinking Lidl Tio Nico sherry. So yeah. Hey, but you know what? I tell you what. I had bought a really nice bottle of wine from Lidl. They actually have some really, really good wine, like really nice. And I'd got one and a bottle of ice wine, the Canadian ice wine, which is like a dessert wine, to take with me for Christmas. And I'm not going anymore. So that's probably going to get drunk on Christmas Day.
Well, I've got where I go and do my 1BTN radio show. The people that run it have opened a little health food shop above. And they've just got their booze license.
Oh, baby.
It's all wine, which means every time I go in to go and do my radio show, I'll be like, I just grab it there and pop down. There's going to be a lot of drunk DJs on that station.
And then tomorrow you get an organic hangover.
Exactly. No, I just think on the radio show, I'll be like, I'll tell you about you people.
Version
You people make me sick.
Version 3.1 says, "Does nobody drink Baby Sham anymore?" But Kitty says she's drinking port. Oh yeah, Mothzilla's ice wine. You know what, right? This is my story about ice, because I used to go to Canada a lot in the late 90s, early 2000s to DJ, and I bought ice wine a few times at duty free coming back. Inniskillin, that one, and my friend Rodri, who for a while he was going out with the editor of Olive magazine, the BBC Olive magazine, and one drunken birthday of his, they ended up with a few other people back at mine, and I had that bottle of ice wine, and she was like, "Oh, you've got that," and it was like the editor of BBC Olive, like food and drink magazine, like being impressed by this wine, and I was like, "Oh yeah, well, you know." and then it didn't get. I don't think I opened it that night, but I think I opened it. I kept it for years. I was like laid it down for years, and then just basically absolutely smashed it when I finally opened it, because it's so sweet. It's just, you know, it's it's amazing. But yeah, ice wine, love it. And port. Kitty's drinking port. Mutsi says, my lockdown drink is milk because my not lockdown drink is beer. Need a break. So yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Kitty Blue says, physically sick, Jim. So right. Oh, Mr. Christopher, good to see you. And he says, love a Roger story, even if he's only got a bit part. Well, he's, you know, he turns up in the most unexpected of places. Oh, Snibber Snibs, Martini Rosso and soda, in keeping with the blankety blank era. Oh, yes.
When we started the square, for some reason, Moriarty decided to order like 12 bottles of Martini Rosso in the first order or something stupid.
I remember that.
We had these bottles for several years, and in the end, someone just went, right, fuck it, we'll make some mental punch out of loads of stuff. Sell that like a special.
I'm thinking, I like the way you said he ordered it for some reason, and I'm thinking, well, what could the reason be? He was thinking, what would my parents drink if they came to the square?
I don't know if I'd ever seen a bottle of Martini Rosso before that point.
Oh, mate, Martini and Cinzano were basically.
My mum was a big Cinzano.
Yeah, training booze. That's training booze. Martini or Martini Rosso or Cinzano with lemonade. C.H. Jones says Mateus Rosé.
Exactly. I was going to say Mateus Rosé myself. We sometimes get a bit of that.
Good player.
But what do we know?
Portugal, we get a little bit of Mateus Rosé.
But what do we know?
You're not allowed in Portugal anymore.
Isn't it true though? There's three kinds of wine. There's red, there's white, and there's rosé, which is red and white mixed together.
Exactly.
So I mean, you know, it's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious. They try to tell us it's something special. They're not fooling anybody.
No.
They're not fooling anybody.
It's summer red wine.
Exactly. So
summer red.
It's ages since we actually listened to a beat, isn't it?
I've no idea.
I think we've got a few left. So shall we have a listen to the new version of the Janacek one? So this is so anyone in the chat who's old enough to is either British or grew up in Britain and is what, mid-40s or older, they might recognise the sample from this, which was basically the sound check of when you were off school sick or sick, as I usually was. Let's have a listen. Oh, and don't leave the Scots. Sorry, yeah, that's fair, because Crown Court did make it to Scotland as well. I do apologise. It's a bit of a long intro, but you know. All this stuff gets totally rearranged anyway.
Oh, I like that offbeat thing.
It's got like a weird vocal thing in it.
Yeah. I've not heard that before.
Yeah. Mutsi heard this for hours when he was in the stream the other day. Can you guys hear the bass, like the 808 bass?
Yeah.
So there's less variation at the moment compared to the version I had of it before, but I prefer the vibe of this because I think the problem I made for myself with the previous one was that I made it too musical. It was just because I had those piano chords in the chorus and da 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 da. Beat says, I went to the Collapse Line Christmas party and all I got was this lousy blank. Oh, so Squaddy says, I remember seeing Peter Capaldi playing a young gay man in the witness stand on Crown Court. Now, I don't know that one, but there is a Peter Capaldi it's a late Crown Court, so it's about 1984, because it ran till like 1986. Sorry, I should explain. The sample of this is a bit of music by is he Czech? Janacek, the composer. It's a bit of a Janacek piece, but this was the theme for Crown Court, which was like this venerable English TV institution that ran from 1972 to 1986. But yeah, I've seen a Peter Capaldi one where he's like a sort of, you know how like 80s telly would imagine a punk. He was dressed up like that, and he was supposed to be the singer in a band. And yeah, but there's plenty of precedent for actors playing more than one character in Crown Court and reappearing at various times. So, funnily enough, Jeremy Bullock, you know, Boba Fett, who died this week, just gone. He was in Crown Court. Like on my Instagram, there's a photo of him when I spotted him when he was about like 27 or something when he was in it.
As Boba Fett?
No, that would have been amazing though. What do you
bounty hunting?
What do you say? What do you say to the allegations, Mr. Fett? He's no good to me dead. Oh dear, yeah, but yeah. So, Squaddy, maybe it could be Crosswires, but yeah, honestly, but it's very, very much, very, very, very much a precedent of people coming back. You know, my favourite weird crown. I'm not going to go into like fucking Crown Court obsession hole, which is where I've been in for the last few years. But one of my favourite Crown Court things is Miriam Margolyes turning up in it as a character called Marilyn Monroe. And it's in an episode where the story is about these people who are Scottish people it's like kind of Scottish separatists accused of stealing this oil tanker or something like that. And she was like working in the shop where they hijacked this tanker. And she comes on and they go, call Marilyn Monroe, and then everyone in the courtroom laughs, and she comes in. And I'm thinking, well, obviously that's gonna come back as some element of the story. No, there's no mention made of it. She's just called Marilyn Monroe for no reason. It's absolutely amazing. And there was that thing I put on my Instagram a while back. There was my favourite thing was that I wish I could remember his name. He's an actor who's been in all sorts. He's in a few Carry On films, and he's in a Crown Court, and he is so pissed. He is so pissed.
Was it Jack Douglas?
It wasn't Jack Douglas. It's a minor, but he's a character actor, and he's got an amazing like jolly face, and he's like trying to do the lines. He's basically he's supposed to be taking part in a robbery where there was a gun. Yeah, did you see the gun? And then he ends up, he's so pissed he can't remember his lines. He's just repeating what the barrister said to him. It's just killing me. It was so funny. Oh my God. Oh, Helly says, my youngest son just came into the room singing your Crown Court beat. There you go. Hedro Era says, working title, indictable offences only. And Alfred Odd Books, seen the NF Simpson one?
Let's go for it.
That is bonkers. I might have, because I've got all 8 of the video sets, but that's only like the first 2 years of the show. Most of the rest is on YouTube, not all of it. Really annoyingly, one of the most prolific uploaders on YouTube, he puts like the first part up, and then in the description it says, go to this link to find the links for the second and third part, and then you go to it and the website's dead. So like they're there, but they're just hidden. But yeah, there's some amazing Christmas episodes of it as well that are just utterly insane. Like when they do weird, funny episodes of it that are just really, really weird. But yeah,
Whoa.
but yeah, I mean, I think
Well, I think is just calling it indictable offences only. It's like many of these things. I think that's the thing. The last when we did 0 Hours Band, thematically, I had a very clear vision of what it was about. It's kind of about us being a middle-aged hip hop band, and about it being about how our position as far as work goes and things like that. We was always slightly obsessed with work or lack of work and things like that. But this one is definitely going to be a little bit more freeform.
I think that's fine. Yeah, that was the concept, as well as the fact that the other part of the concept was the fact that we managed to get Steve's son to play the drums. So, there's finally keeping it in the family.
Altruism gets you everywhere.
Is he taking his earplugs out?
I'm just Googling Crown Court TV series.
Oh, here we go. This is Dave's Christmas.
It finished in 1984, the year I was born.
Dave's going to go down the wormhole and Bianca's going to kill me. She's going to be like, dinner's ready. I was watching this Crown Court. I want to know what... I tell you what.
That's going to kick your balls off.
Mutzi gifted a subscription.
That's going to kick your balls off.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That is incredible. Nobody's ever gifted a subscription in my channel before. That is just unbelievable. Thank you, Mutzi. You are a legend.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is gifting a subscription? You give it...
Well, a subscription is like... A subscription is... you pay a $5. Yeah, you pay a $5 for a month subscription. And... the main thing you're going to get out of it subscribing on my channel is you don't get any adverts. Don't get any adverts when you come to the channel. But you can set up things like exclusive things for subscribers. So emotes, the little images, the emoji things in the chat. You can make your own, and then you can have some that are only for subscribers and stuff like that, which is something that I'm hoping I might try and work on over Christmas. But gifting it is basically Mutzi has paid for a subscription for someone else, which is just incredible, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. That's so generous. Nice. Just amazing. I've been in channels on Twitch before where people have... There's a guy who goes on Zafakate's channel. I've seen him gift 10 subscriptions at a time. Like multiple times. Wow. Yeah, multiple times. It's crazy. It's like with my... Well, you probably get this as well with Mr. B. And we got it with Clap Sung with 0 Hours Band on Bandcamp when my thing was up for £4.
And people overpay.
I had people pay a tenner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like... It's just amazing. It's absolutely wonderful and amazing, but it just blows my mind.
It's
absolutely
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Some people think, they just want to support you. That's it.
We've got a good question here, actually. Mad Max Smart says, so guys, what's the story behind the Property of Future Shock's 2000 AD reference? Now, is that a 2000 AD reference? Because it makes me think of 2000 AD, but I don't know if that's maybe what you meant.
No.
I always assumed it was. So is this another Jim goes off into the weeds?
No, it was more there was a book in the 80s called Future Shock about, technology getting ahead of us and what have you. I can't remember who wrote it or that. I remember reading some of it for some, I don't know, I think it might have been even just further education thing. But there's a book called Future Shock. It wasn't a 2000 AD thing. Sadly.
Okay. Well,
it was.
Sure, go ahead, make it less cool. Fine.
Yeah. No, I'm making it. I'm just making it. I'm attempting to make it more cerebral.
2000 AD is pretty cerebral.
Yeah, it is true. That is true. There we go. Alvin Toffner.
Oh no, so Pistol Pete posted it. Pistol Pete beat you to it in the chat. Alvin Toffler. Yeah.
There you go. Alvin. Yeah, there you go.
And Mad Max Smart. Yeah, of course, So I made it a 2000 AD reference, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because it goes Property of Future Shock and they go Thar.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're probably the only person who spotted that, Mad Max Smart.
Sadly, yeah.
But hey, somebody did.
Wrong. I apologise, everybody. That we got that the reference is entirely wrong.
Well, I tried to sort of, save you. I tried to save you.
You should have just said Alvin Toffner.
Alvin Toffner. Toffler.
Alvin Toffler.
Hops.
And we will do from every gig from now on. Whenever they actually happen again.
Hopster Ed, who I believe is Ed Barnes, who put us on in Ipswich that time. Do you remember that that weird gig in Ipswich? Not weird because of Ed, weird because of that weird venue.
Yeah.
The one that was in the middle of nowhere.
No. It was in the middle of it was in the middle of the town.
It was a Weatherspoon.
It was a Green King pub. Do you remember that? I'm safe. I'm working under this, safely in the assumption that the guy who did the sound isn't in the stream. But do you remember the guy who did the sound?
Yeah.
What a cunt.
He was. Oh well, that's me. Yeah, that's.
I don't remember.
He was just the arsiest bloke ever. It was, but to the point where it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. He was like a character. It was just the
arsey sound man.
It was really amazing. It was really amazing.
Really angry with him. And just being like,
Oh man!
The sort of sound man that assume that everybody on the stage has no idea about how to plug something in or play an instrument or anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're all idiots.
There is something weird. There is something here though. Was it? Hopster Ed says, "Was it two-fingered Nick?" And Beth says, "Did we take Nick Foot with us?"
Oh no.
Yeah.
Do you remember Streaky came to the gig?
Oh yeah. Briefly.
And we left before we played.
13 says, "Was he angrier than the sound woman at the Standard in Walthamstow?" I don't. You know what? I never went to the Standard for a gig.
No.
Never.
Oh, I have. I've been there, but there was actually decent sound engineer.
Was that? Oh, I was going to say, was that Shango?
But woman as well. So maybe she had an off day.
13 says she was a bitch. There's something I have to go back to here, where Hopster Ed said Wylam made a beer called Future Shock. Mozilla says, "Oh, Wylam are a good brewery. They are a good brewery, but fuck Wylam because they did that when there was all this talk about how Newcastle United were going to be taken over by Saudis. They made a beer." Which was basically I wish I could remember the name. It was like a kind of Geordie pun based on like the Sheikh or whatever, and it was like, oh right, okay, so this Shakehead, that's it, because they have their beer Jakehead, and they made this thing Shakehead, and it was all like, oh, isn't this wonderfully light-hearted about this regime that murders journalists and you know, and then people would say that politely in the comments, and whoever was doing their social media was like, "Oh, come on, man! It's just a laugh. It's just a bit of fun." And then there were loads and loads of like Newcastle fans going, "Oh, you know, get politics out of football." Whoa. Like, because it's like they're going to get all this investment from Saudi investors. So, Wylam, amazing brewer, but that was that was horrible.
That would never happen at Sunderland.
Of course not. It just wouldn't because we're too shit. But no, Wylam, brilliant. They make one of my absolute favourite beer ever. Yeah, and as Mofzilla says, not just that, but putting a Muslim person on beer, not too popular really either way. Yeah, they do amazing. They do a beer called Haxon, which is like one of my favourite beers ever. And you know, so I'm kind of like fuck Wylam, but like I really love that beer. But yeah, Electra Girl says Johnny looks like he's wearing those Google glasses. So look, shall we listen to another? Another beat?
Yeah.
So the next one I've got is called Psychedelic News.
Oh yeah, Psychedelic News.
Hang on, I'm just checking. So we've had Godchildren, Smooth Jazz Funeral, High Noon Sutton Unlicensed Meat Raffle.
Yeah.
Morris Mimer.
Yeah.
Red Brick Beat.
Yeah.
And then Janacek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just going to get another beer because I'm not as drunk as Jim yet.
Go for it. Go for it. With him. I have to give Mofzilla a big shout as well. Say thanks for the inspiration to get some Jägermeister cold brew, which I can recommend. Not to Steve because he doesn't drink, but to the rest of you, chat. Well, Jim probably wouldn't be seen dead drinking that, but Dave, I reckon Dave would.
I'm sure I'd be delighted.
It's basically like a cold brew coffee, Jägermeister. It's cold brew coffee with Jägermeister, and it's fantastic.
I'll be all over that.
It's very, very good. Very, very good. Okay, so the next beat I've got in the queue.
News.
Mofzilla says finished hours watching Crafty Cuts on Friday, regretted it on Saturday. So psychedelic news. So yeah, this is an odd one, isn't it? Electro Girl says, Steve, have you seen any good shows lately? Have a think. You can fill her in after the beats.
Says any food shows?
Yeah, but
that confused me.
this is a real weird one, this, but I love it. The Eternal Fart Trumpet 2020 track. Mock Eaton says the angelic horns are triumphant. It's weird. It's such a weird sample. We have listened to the Crazy Air Horn one, Helly.
This is the theme tune for Jim's pop show where he's dressed as Columbus.
That's the video right there.
Well, it might have to be called Just One More Thing then.
Johnny, this reference is mainly for Johnny. It makes me think of Captain Beefheart, but like Shiny Beast era Captain Beefheart, the brass.
This one could be the most poppy.
Yeah.
Out of the ones we've heard.
It's just a really weird
like the most
combination.
It's very strangely upbeat and made chordy.
Yeah, it's really odd. I love it. I mean, it's like
it's strange.
I should explain, like, to everybody who's watching, like, in you know, these beats are eventually going to have like guitar and bass and all sorts of other stuff put on them as well. So these are like the initial sort of skeletons of the songs, just the little ideas. But yeah, I mean, so it's called Psychedelic News. Do you think you can use that as a title, Jim?
Oh, quite possibly, yeah. I mean, I think that's the way this album is developing. It's a lot more random than the last one. The last one had more of a theme, whereas this one is a bit more. I'm just gonna spout some bollocks and see what happens.
I do like the idea of more, you know, some nice psychedelic bits.
Yeah,
I really, really like it. But I'm really pleased with that. Like, it's just such a weird.
Every band should have, you know, its psychedelic masterpiece album. I think this may have to be it.
Yeah, that nobody buys.
That nobody buys. But you know, in our case, it's not going to be very different. Maybe, you know, more people will buy it, and it will be considered a nobody buys one. But it's actually more people have bought this one than any other of our last time.
I was, you know what? The other day I went on I went down a Kinks wormhole on Spotify, and basically it seems I think the Kinks are basically the band who, between I think about 1970 and 1983, made psychedelic masterpiece after psychedelic masterpiece that nobody bought. They just kept doing it again and again. That was their entire catalogue. But yeah, it's a weird one. You know, I can definitely see. I don't know. I just don't know where that's going to go. It's one of those things where I know that I think Steve's definitely going to be a huge part on that. You know what I mean? Like melodically. I think
that can go two ways. I mean, it could go weird, like angular, or it could go.
It might be nice, actually, mightn't it? If it was like, you know, kind of that, you know, some kind of stuff like that over it. Yeah. But you could also
making it weird is good.
But you could also do kind of like arpeggiated stuff as well, you know, and textural stuff. Yeah. Mad Max Smart says very lemon jelly, which I think that's quite a good shout, actually. I'd not thought of that, but yeah, he's spot on there.
Yeah.
Otterhead, that's Oscar, Otterhead 20. Good to see Oscar. He says, have I missed the Kenny Everett one? Helly asked about that one as well. I might have to give that one another blast in a bit.
We can always give it another spin.
Encore presentation.
Encore.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, Psychedelic News could be a good title. You know,
I like psychedelic.
Well, I was thinking because
I have no idea where it'll go.
Well, 2020 is I guess you could say 2020 is the year when the news got psychedelic.
Yeah.
You know,
it was, yes.
or at least you wish it was psychedelic, you know, rather than it actually being real. Alfred Oddbook says, "Can we have slide 14 again, please?"
Next slide. Next slide, please.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right, let's crack on with another one. This is the last big one, and this is a really good one, but it's a weird one because we have to figure out how to get Jim and Johnny in on it, because there's quite a lot of guitar in it, although it's like wah-wah guitar. And almost the way the sample's been chopped, it almost suggests a bass line already. So let's see what we think. So this is called Super Success Beat. This one. This is probably the most hip hoppy one. I sent this to a mate and he said, "Oh, I could hear Rick Ross on that." Somehow I don't think Collapsed Lungs budget's going to stretch to a Rick Ross feature.
I'll just have to do a really excellent impression.
You know what Mr. B should do? A Rick Ross should do like a Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Every day, instead of every day I'm hustling, every day I'm. What could it be?
Oh.
I want to say every day I'm.
I've got nothing.
Every day I'm. Every day I'm.
Have I got nothing?
I want to say every day I'm shuffling, but I think that's already been done. Yeah, Otterhead says sample Bob Ross instead.
Yeah.
So this is Super Success Beat. Every day I'm bustling. This is something that I like to do quite a lot at the moment, is put those little interstitial bits in between the sections to kind of break it up. You would all look magnificent in a bustle. Every day I'm buffering. Yeah, I just want to keep this going because there's like another bit. Truffling. Yeah, I think this is great, this one. Yeah. We can. Was that Jim? We can hear you.
Sorry. I've got a newish Mac, and you know the trackpad's really wide now. So like every time you try and type something, your palm will make something else open. So Caroline lent me her keyboard earlier on so that I could just use the keyboard. And now she wants to do some work in the other room. Keyboard anyway, it's fascinating stuff. Thoroughly fascinating.
We had a few suggestions there. Buffering. Every day I'm buffering.
Yes.
I quite like that. That's quite good. Even if that's not like the title of the song, that would be a nice little line to drop in there.
Yeah.
Truffling's quite good. That's more Mr. B, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one.
Ruse 75. Is that Julia? Is that Julia? If it is, hello. If it isn't Julia, hello. Anyway. Ellie says hello, Lady C as well. Yeah, what do you guys reckon about that? I mean, I think that's sort of, it's the most hip hoppy of the bunch.
Yeah,
I think that's one of my favourites so far. But Johnny's definitely going to have to follow that sample with the bass.
Yeah. I won't follow it. I'll just do something.
I mean,
higher register, I think.
Oh, it is Julia. Good to see you, Julia. Good to see you, Julia.
Johnny is the bass player who will never be a bass player.
But the thing is, I can always
go high register.
I can always filter out that bottom end.
I can always to this lot. No.
Come, oh,
Vivian, they want to see it.
Come on, Vivian.
Come on, Viv.
Vivian.
Too shy. Too shy.
Did you have your tea? We forgot to give her a tea again. Never mind.
Oh, you call social services.
Get Vivian.
Oh, good.
She's gone now. She's gone.
So yeah, I mean, I think we've just got to figure out what to do with that. I mean, you can see how I'm trying to do little arrangement ideas, like with those interstitial bits. That kind of, it almost feels like So Julia, it's a good point. She's just joined, and we've got like 40 odd people here, so I should probably explain it. We're basically having a listen to the beats that I've been making on streams over the last few months. And that are going to be the sort of the beginnings of new Clap Sung songs, and just sort of having a chat about it, having a drink. Jim's had a bottle of wine already. I've had a bit of sherry. Steve's had a couple of cans of Coke. He's raring to go. That sugar rush.
I'm the designated driver.
Exactly. So yeah, but yeah, we just, you know, we've got one more. So anyway, that one, super success beat. I love the beat. It's just figuring out what we're going to do with it, you know, because
I do like the flutiness that gives it the Hill Street blues.
I think me and Steve could work something out for that.
Well, there's that bit, you know, there's the bit where it changes when it goes down to like, hang on, where is it? When it kind of like just goes down to that kind of driving thing. That's like the real cop showy sort of bit. Do you know what I mean? That was weird. Dave and Jim just both looked behind them at exactly the same moment. That was really weird. Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a case of, I mean, I think the thing to do is, you know, at some point, various people, I think it's always good, isn't it, when Steve and Johnny get together and sort of have a play around with some stuff. Hopefully one day.
You're going to have to ask Steve and Johnny about that.
Well, yeah. But we're
it's always good when Steve and Johnny get together. I hate that guy.
Yeah, look at Dave.
Party.
I'd still quite like to record GLC with Dave as well. I know we've talked about it in the past, but I would quite like to do it.
We should just do it.
We just record GLC with every drummer we've ever had.
At the same time. At the same time.
At the same time. Like Adam and Leanne.
In my brain, didn't we do that already?
Yeah, we did it with Gucci, didn't we?
No. I mean, did we do it recently?
We've played it. We haven't recorded it, but we've played it. We've played it.
But didn't we record our bits?
I think we did record.
Oh, you might have recorded your bit. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, I thought.
No. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it.
At the same time we did the Eat My Goal re-record.
We do it then? Don't know. I don't think so, because there's all that weird stuff, isn't there? That you on your parts, all the weird echoey stuff. Don't think so. I know we've talked about it. Anyway, this is not particularly interesting.
That's weird. Maybe because we've spoken about it. Maybe in my head I'm like, oh, I've done that.
So
tune in next week.
So Helly said, "Can I just say how fun it is watching the beats come together, and when you meaning me go off track into some geek hole or another, interesting and fun at the same time. Thank you." So yeah, I'm obviously doing something right. So
very nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Everybody should tune in every week.
Yeah, I love doing it. Honestly, I really, really love doing it. It's so much fun. and it's basically made me creative, and it's basically made me learn how to use Machine properly, you know, because before today I was only using it on really basic level. So not that I'm, you know, a ninja, but it's like I'm way better than I used to be. But the thing about all this stuff is, you know, obviously what's going to happen is I eventually will like transfer it all out into a DAW, you know, into Studio One or something like that, and I'll probably take most of the effects off it and stuff like that. You know, that's what I did with my stuff, that EP that I released. But you guys saw when we were doing those sessions at oh my god, what's the studio called? What's Mark and James's studio called? Cosmic. God, my brain.
Cosmic.
Where we're basically kind of arranging it on the fly, you know what I mean? And I'm just doing it all as audio. It's all in there as audio. And then we were adding keyboards and stuff, you know, which is, yeah, it was really good to sort of put stuff together like that. And the brilliant thing about it is, you know, well, it's basically we could never work like that in the 90s because the technology didn't exist, did it? So exactly. we could never do stuff like that. It was a real, I mean, I have to
90s? During the 90s.
I have to say, you look like you got, when you turned your head, it looked like you got a massive quiff, like a proper psychobilly quiff.
It's actually a little fascinator. I'm just doing an Uncle Albert. During the 90s, we used to go to the Crossbar with menswear.
And Dilly for Dilly would want to beat up our drummer.
Dilly would want to beat up our drummer, and Rick Witter from Shed 7 thought I was in some sort of love triangle.
Oh my god, yeah, but it's just put it this way, I can't believe how good Cooler is, considering the way we had to make it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it was incredible what we managed, but you know, nowadays it's like, of course, now we've got the technology and we can do it all really quickly, but we're the writing core of the band anyway are all old and we have other things to do, you know, and we're all kind of in different places. But yeah, you know, but I think it's
nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe this is it. You know, we should take advantage, perhaps. You know,
it's substantially cheaper as well. So
insanely orders of magnitudes. Like, you know, it's just incredible. I mean, the thing is, remember that New Song Old Band, like that was on the iPad. That was the thing I did on the iPad. Yeah. You know, when that first started. I'm sure there's another one on. There's at least, well, Golf People. That was a thing on the iPad originally.
And Knob Out Room.
Well, that's a special secret.
And that remained on the iPad. So the thing is, you know,
and held by the Metropolitan Police Force.
Exactly.
Like you say, Operation U-Tree.
Yeah. You know, you think that also during the 90s, you know, even a band like us, we were a small band, the amount of money that was spent on us was ludicrous.
It's utterly insane.
And that's the fact that when we got eaten up, the reason we're not all rich now is because by the time that goal came out, weren't we already like £250,000 in debt?
Something like that.
For everybody.
No.
Something like that, yeah. But that was what everybody. But that was the same for everybody. It was the same for everybody. You know.
Is that because of studio time? And...
Yeah, studio time.
It's studio time. It's video costs. The other thing with video costs is this is all. We have to be careful. This might be becoming a bit. What's his name? Creme brulee. You know, it's a shit business. It's a shit business. You'll learn.
Hey, it was a good bit.
But it was basically, you know, things like video budgets were 50% returnable. Is that right? That was the way it was normally done. So if you spent 50 grand doing a video, 25 of that would be recoupable, but 25 of that would be returnable. So when you're dropped or when your deal's finished or whatever, if you hadn't recouped, they'd be like, oh yeah, you owe us 25 grand. So,
and how much exactly did you spend on filming your mate skateboarding?
Absolutely as little as possible. Although that
was expensive.
So much money that cost.
Who directed? Yeah. Who does it? Nobody on Zoom give away the answer. Does anybody know in the chat who directed the video for Eat My Goal? I need the blankety. I need the blankety blank. You know.
Where's the music?
No, it wasn't Mouldy.
He wasn't Mouldy. Mouldy would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it would be cheaper, and the video would have probably been a lot better.
Yeah, agreed.
And it wasn't Bergman. It wasn't Bergman. It wasn't even, Dave Bergman from.
Was it Werner Herzog? It looked a bit Werner Herzog, actually.
It was. Oh my God, what's his bloody name again? David Slade. David Slade, who went on to direct Hard Candy, 30 Days of Night, one of the Twilight films.
Really?
Loads of Hannibal, the TV series, and then worked on loads of other TV as well. He's kind of a serious dude now.
Michael Winner.
If Michael Winner had done it, that would have been incredible. If Michael Winner had done it, I would have said, Michael, the one thing we need is we need to get the two dogs shagging prop from Bullseye, the film that he did with Michael Caine and Roger Moore. Where at one point a lorry goes past and there's two dogs shagging on the back of it. Two animatronic dogs.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. David Slade is it's weird. So every now and again you'll see him in like sort of entertainment news, And he didn't, I'm sure, did he not have some connection with the Harry Potter films as well? I'm sure he did.
Possibly, I don't know.
But I know he directed one of the Twilight movies. So yeah.
Wikipedia it.
You like Helly says, did he want you to look all sparkly, like sparkling vampires?
No, but he did want us to jump really, really hard.
Should we tell the story? Should we tell the story from my point of view of that shoot? So the shoot, because obviously you got all the skater stuff and the football stuff, but then I don't think any of us were around for that, were we?
No, they just did that separately.
Yeah.
Oh, this is quite interesting actually. So Hard Candy, 30 Days of Night, Twilight Saga, Black Mirror, Bandit.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I think you are actually, along with EMF and a few others.
Aphex Twin.
Yeah, Muse.
Oh yeah, Donkey, whatever it was.
Donkey Rhubarb. Yeah.
Donkey Rhubarb.
System of a Down and Collapse Lungs, Eat My God.
Bottom of the list.
Bottom of the list.
Stereophonics. Yeah, it's quite a few.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the bits in the Eat My Goal video where we're all in the studio, where it looks like I'm doing the ironing. I'm sure. Who was it who said that? Wasn't that Angeli? From the Voodoo Queens. I'm sure. Wasn't it her? I'm sure in the Fortress it was her who said that. She said, "Oh, I saw your video." She said, "I saw your video, and you looked to me." She said, "I saw your video, and you looked like you were doing the ironing at the back." And so I can't remember why, but I came separately to the shoot. Like I don't remember why. I think I might have been working or something. I don't know. And they'd all got there already. And I remember the day before, I'm sure, saying, "Look, the one thing I'm not going to do is jump around and go a bit mad." You know what I mean? I'm just not like, because I think at that point it was all a bit sort of like the record label were all getting a bit sort of pre-orgasmic about, the possibility of this being in the charts and whatever. And so I turned up a bit late. It was all set up, and then we did one take of us in the room, and then the music finished, and David Slade, who is about 5'1",
very small man,
came up to me and said, "Oh, that was brilliant. Just one thing, could you like jump up and down and go a bit mad?" He literally said like exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, and I was basically like, "No." So he was like, "Okay, you go to the back and do the ironing." So, even though it's me on the chorus, which Jim's.
Let's not go into that.
It's such bad feeling. If we do we have re-recorded Eat My Goal. We re-recorded it not because we want to re-release it and milk it for all it's worth. Because if people want to use it in adverts and stuff like that, we'd rather they used our version of it. But we might actually re-release it next year, because if Euro 2021 happens, surely that is the tournament that needs Eat My Goal to come out of it, like the fucked up tournament that's like on a weird year. I think that's the year it's got to happen.
But aren't they actually calling it Euro 2020 still?
Oh,
yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
So yeah, it's only because they don't want to redo all the merch.
Oh,
yeah, it's like COVID-19. It's like COVID-19. Come on, it was 2020. Come on, we all know it.
Oh dear. So yeah, I was laughing earlier. I was listening to that podcast Chart Music, and one of the people on that refers to COVID-19 as a spiteful armored bollock. The virus. And they have every week. They have every episode. They have a chart which people who are on the Patreon vote for, and they've got all these made-up artists. And then, of course, the next episode it was like in at number 17, spiteful armored bollock. It's fucking brilliant. We've got one more beat to listen to. This is the Tinkly Bonk one that I said I put in. You know, maybe Johnny might be into it. Tinkly Bonk, you know, meaning like a kind of noodly doodly kind of thing.
Avant-garde.
Yeah, a little bit.
Avant-garde.
Yeah. And
This could be the
avant-gauche.
We're artist.
Maybe, but we are artists is very poppy compared to this, and also has a very naughty sample in it. So yeah, I still haven't tried that. I still haven't tried uploading that. I was thinking about making a burner YouTube account and uploading it to YouTube to see what happens. Because if it gets flagged, then because I still think at some point about putting 0 Hours Band on Spotify, but
I think we'd be fine.
Yeah, probably, but I'd want to double check. I'd want to double check.
YouTube's very. I mean, put it this way, right? YouTube flagged my mother's funeral. Right? Like, I know for some hymns, like that's what they're like.
Oh God!
And you just like,
oh
really?
That is insane.
You should be in the paper.
That is insane.
It should be in the paper. Jesus, really?
So yeah.
Jesus,
that's unbelievable.
Well, look,
hymns. Surely hymns are out of copyright.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like it's 400 years old.
Well, because at the moment they're all pre-recorded, aren't they? So,
yeah.
like,
Kitty,
the recording copyright.
Kitty Blue MJ says, "Can you call this sparkly armored bollock?"
Okay.
Let's have a listen. Currently, this is called Vladimir Beat, and I think it's because the sample that I used was by Vladimir something. And quite a few of these were literally, I came on stream with nothing, and I went on YouTube and Googled some weird phrase and found some odd thing to sample. I feel like I should have some like visuals to go with the beats when I play them. Like a karaoke video. Cheen Beat says, "Is this early Shaman?" But yeah, it's just a weird sample with a little kind of shuffly beat.
By my sitar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get you a bulbul tarang. Maybe we'll get Andy Golding from the Wolfhounds to play. It's like an Indian banjo.
All right.
Maybe we'll get Andy Golding on his bulbul tarang on that. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, why not?
I've got a Turkish jura.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Very nice. So is that
nice.
Is this going to be like Collapsed Lungs 80s? You know, in people in the 80s would get.
Are we going to reinvent world music?
Exactly, when they do the ethnic stuff. So Muffzilla says
cultural appropriation album.
Yeah.
Mothzilla says, "Oh Lord, when I was about 15, I spent my paper round money on the Shaman's first album because I found it in Tudor Tunes in Lichfield. Don't is all I say." Now, you say the first album, right? Is that hang on, I have to Google. This is me.
I quite like them when they were sort of psychedelic.
I like what's that
In Gorbachev We Trust is like almost impossible to find anywhere.
I think it might be Drop. Yeah, Drop's the one that that she got. Yeah, I don't know Drop because I remember they were a lot more sort of psychedelic. But I think In Gorbachev We Trust is brilliant. It's a really good record.
It's difficult to find anywhere.
My favourite is well, it's because it's on that label Moksha, and the bloke who runs Moksha is a CUNT in capital bold letters. But yes, exactly. My favourite thing is theirs is that Forward, you know, that EP. Like when they signed to One Little Union, that's brilliant. You, me, and everything, brilliant.
And when I first went Acid House, I had that one. It was like my mind is going. It was just really kind of hardcore acid.
Yeah, brilliant.
What was that? Was it Jesus Loves America?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
that was
Gorbachev
great.
Just, brilliant.
Yeah, that's good.
Brilliant song, really, really good.
Well, that's why I discovered Jesus J, because it was on Snub TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great.
Yeah, I've never heard Drop Mothzilla. Yeah.
So there must be a couple.
That's got Christopher Mayhew said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does it have like a sort of painting on the front of it? that album?
What, Drop?
Yeah.
I think so. Sorry for ruining the screen. I'm trying to get back into Chrome here. There we go.
So I've got the title for that one as Culturally Appropriated Sparkly Armoured Bollock. in brackets, Vladimir.
Hang on a minute, look.
I'll work on that.
Let's.
We can get some up and coming actors.
There it is. Look, there, I've replaced Johnny with the cover of Drop. So
There you go.
Have you missed it?
Oh,
there we go. Oh, hang on, it went full screen. There it is.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking. There's one before that, I think, isn't there? I don't know.
Because in Gorbachev We Trust, it's like it's got Gorbachev on it, and that's got the sort of painting of Gorbachev with the Jesus crown of thorns.
It's very annoying that it's so hard to find that album because it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's almost certainly just because it's sitting as part of the Moksha catalogue, and Charlie Koch won't license it. He'll be like, "Oh, I want £500,000 or whatever." He's a real dick. Because my friends from Glasgow, the Stretchheads, he put out their first album, and basically he won't he's like, "Oh, if you want to license it, you need it's going to cost thousands." Whereas the other stuff they did was on Blast First, which then became part of EMI. And when they went to EMI and basically said, "Oh, can we get the rights to that back?" And they're like, "Yeah, no worries." It's like, because they're like, "Well, it's not worth anything." Yeah, but Charlie Koch is just a dickhead, and apparently he put that album out for a bet as well. So what a dick. Yeah, because they were just completely mental, and he was just and somebody said to him, "I bet you wouldn't put an album out by them," and he's like, "Okay." So he did it. I mean, joke's on me. I bought it. So,
yeah, I've got it on vinyl up there somewhere.
Yeah, but
Over there.
yeah. So look, I mean, what are we thinking about? Oh, you know what? I did promise to give the Kenny Everett one another blast, didn't I? Because there was a couple of people asking about it. Ooh. Wheel up.
Hey.
I love the way Dave was replaced by a bed sheet. Yeah. Yeah, God knows what we're going to do with this. Absolute filth.
I would suggest Johnny, keep it simple. Bam.
Yeah. Wow.
Every now and again, just an enormous guitar solo.
Steve play, because I think it's Bach. I think it's a Bach thing.
It sounds like it.
So you could just do a tapping solo. Electra Girl says Hot Stepper works really well over it.
Yeah. No right hand, Steve, just left hand. Hammering.
Yeah. The other hand's got to be in the air.
Yeah.
Maybe we get you one of those Casio GR500 guitars. You can do it on some ridiculous synth patch.
But with the big...
Yeah.
Zig Sputnik guitar.
Exactly. Oh, brilliant. Well, look, why don't we have just a really quick recap of everything we've kind of... Otterhead says, wah, distorted bass. So be careful, because Johnny... Don't get Johnny too excited.
Yeah. It will just do non-stop wah distorted bass.
Wow.
I'm not going there.
No, go.
So this is what we listened to tonight. These are the ones that are in the running. So we got
afterwards, Z-list celebrity 90s gossip.
Is that on your stream? Is that going to be on your stream, Jim? We're going to raid your stream.
Oh, no. Well, actually, no. Do join twitch.tv/Gentleman Ryan.
Do you know what? I might have to do my first raid. Because if we've got like 38 people still in the chat at the moment, I might actually have to do a raid. It'll be the one time I can do a raid and look like I've got, I don't know, I'd have to see who was on. Hopefully it'd be Craig Russell Horn, so he can go, no, everyone can go, no, Ziggy. Yeah, so the Godchildren beat, which is this one. Which is like Tim Benson with psychedelic My Bloody Valentine guitar sample all over it. And then we got Smooth Jazz Funeral. Are you gonna sing on this one, Jim?
Let's get Belinda in to sing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was thinking the other day as well? I probably shouldn't say this on the stream, but part of me feels like we should do maybe a new version of Heaven Help Them All.
Oh God. Yeah, but with different lyrics. I hate those lyrics.
Oh really? I love those lyrics. They're brilliant. I think they're great.
I don't know. I need to.
Oh, do you think they're a bit sort of judgy?
Yeah, I feel like they're snooty.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
I remember when Kate,
I see what you mean.
When Kate Morrison came in, when Katie came in to do stuff, and I remember her hearing those lyrics and kind of going, God, like that in a kind of, what are you on about? Sort of
I reckon. You know what I reckon is that I've always imagined you as being somebody else. Do you know what I mean? That the lyrics being somebody else. But yeah, I guess yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You are right. Yeah.
They're tweakable.
But I think that track.
Yeah, it's great.
Does Steve know that? I don't know if Steve knows that one. That's the one with the sample of Crash Test Dummies. You know.
Oh.
Which I originally did for Mozza. You know. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So this is going down the rabbit hole. So.
This is what I wouldn't have heard this in a long time then.
So
you're not going to play it, are you?
No, I'm not going to play it. But Jim, before Jim joined the band, we auditioned another guy who went by the name Mozza. I mean, you know, can you imagine? Like, I thought Morrissey was a dick then, but we didn't actually have concrete evidence that he was an absolute fucking bellend, which we do now. But yeah, and it was interesting. But anyway, he did his own music, and I ended up working on a couple of tracks for him, and I did like an EP for him. But he ended up having, I think before I worked with him, he had a track called Dogmanaut 2000. Frigid Vinegar was the name, and it was like all over the radio. I think it got signed to Gut, and it had that. It's Not Unusual. It's a sample of It's Not Unusual in it, and it was like because of course Gut had signed Tom Jones, so. Yeah, and so I did some stuff with him, and then the last thing I did with him, he was like, I've got these lyrics, and I want to use a sample of by Crash Test Dummies. And so I was like, oh, cool. So I just sampled it and made this track, and then it didn't come out for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think maybe I didn't get paid for it, but I don't think that's the reason why it didn't come out. I just think that was a side effect. But then, yeah, so with Junior Blanks, I just was like, oh, well, I quite like the instrumental. let's just do a new version.
There are two versions of it, aren't there?
Oh.
There's Heaven Help Them All, and there is Porn Trauma.
Porn Trauma. I haven't got it, though. I don't think I've got it. I don't think I've got it. I don't think I've got it. Let's.
I don't think I've got it here. Which was a story, which was just me telling a story in a kind of cod American, Casey Kasem accent about when I was at college and we borrowed a camera from college, and there was someone who a friend of mine shared a flat with, and it was all very
let's just
leave it.
If we find the track, maybe we could put it on SoundCloud on a special secret link and share it on the stream or something.
All that happened was we found a video of his. It had a video of adult nature, and we'd happened to have borrowed a camera from college at that time, and so at this point of
Climax?
Climax, let's say the climax of the film. Somebody filmed me in extreme close-up this day. Luckily, we didn't. Well, I think I kind of almost feel slightly sad that we didn't actually film what happened afterwards. Let's just pop that on there. Somebody's watching the film, and there'll be a pop-up just like.
But maybe maybe we could do something just with that stupid sample again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and
the little keyboards things in that are nice. Is it Nick?
And melodically, vocally, and melodically,
yeah,
I think it worked really, really well. It was like a boy band song.
Yeah,
and we're very much a boy band, so
that reminds me. But at some point on tour somewhere, we were each given cards of Brother Beyond. We were assigned to be members of those little. I don't know who did that.
I don't remember this.
For some reason, it was like, right, you're so and so, you're so and so. It was like those collector's cards. But
does anyone know any members of Brother Beyond apart from the singer?
Nathan.
Everybody knows Nathan. But nobody knows. I mean,
wasn't he from Harlow? I'm sure. I heard from you from Harlow.
I used to go and see Nathan play in a dub reggae band with the guy, with the drummer from Newtown Neurotics.
Oh, okay. So
the original drummer, I think.
Right? Yeah.
Trigger or something.
No.
We've come full.
Did he play with a broom?
We're going back to Paul Nicholas now.
Yeah, they were really good.
Brilliant.
Surely that's not Indestructible B.
No, it'll be way before that. Way before that. Johnny has kind of given away how old he is as well. So
that was in 1937. Or just during the.
So that was Smooth Jazz Funeral. Then there's High Noon Unlicensed Sutton Unlicensed Meat Raffle. So that's that one. We've heard Morris Mimer again, Red Brick Beat, which might be my overall favourite one. Mothzilla says, who wants a licensed meat raffle though? My brother told me a story once about when he went to see Sunderland play Nottingham Forest, and the bar for away fans was a working men's club in Nottingham, and they had a meat raffle, and one of the Sunderland fans won the meat raffle and just went to the game with like these massive bags of meat. Two giant bags of meat.
But surely he must have thrown it onto the pitch.
I did see somebody throw at QPR actually, Johnny. Yeah, when I saw Sunderland at QPR once, and right at the start of the game, I think it was one where Ian Dowie was climbing all over Niall Quinn, which he was very fond of doing, and I think it looked like a penalty and we didn't get it. And it was literally about the 3rd minute of the game. And I was in the upper bit, and from underneath, you just saw this sausage roll with its wrapper still on, just like onto the pitch. And it looked pretty like, it looked as if maybe they'd taken half a bite out of it and just gone, what? But yeah, so I was Schoolie D bit. Yeah, this might be my favourite one. That one. We got the Janacek. What was did you have a title for the Crown Court one? Was it indictable offences only?
Yeah, it could be indictable offences. I think I originally had it as I'd started writing some lyrics for it about a year. Well, it must have been about over a year ago.
Was it Are You New? Was it that one?
Yeah, Are You New?
Yeah, I like Are You New.
Based on my time at Alder's department store in Sutton when I was what they call a mobile. So I worked there every Saturday. It was my Saturday job, and every Saturday I'd go there and turn up. I'd have to go to the personnel department, and they'd say, "Oh, so and so from such a department, white goods is not here, so you have to go and work there for the day." So I was there for about 9 months, and people would always say, "Are you new?" I'd be like, "No, I've been here about 9 months, but I have no idea what any of this is. I don't know what's going on."
Oh, it's definitely got it's got to be Are You New?
So I did. Yeah, there's a story about how they give you some cash and you put them in those
the suction tubes. Oh man,
sucky tubes. And put them
so
up.
good.
I was 16 years old, and they gave me some cash. Said, "Put this up that tube." I was like, "Put it up the tube." All right, and I just threw the cash up the tube. There's an almighty clash all around the department store. It apparently caused thousands of pounds of damage. I didn't know you're supposed to put it in a cylinder. And I just lobbed it up there like a load of tape.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Yeah, luckily, you know, it's not very traceable. So no, until today, nobody knows. If there's anyone that worked in Aldersham Sutton in 1986, I apologise.
And that is why Alders failed.
Exactly.
Basically, they were crippled by this damage to their suction tube system.
Damage to the cash suction tube. Yes.
Oh, dear. So yeah, so I guess this one's going to be Are You New? Let's skip it on a bit.
Let's have a look.
Ivan Neo says, someone put a sausage roll up the vacuum tube. I just want to hear this up to where the bass comes in because I really love the 808 bass. Even though it's not actually an 808, it's just a machine.
Yeah, this could definitely be a Christmas 2021 track.
Yeah, it's really come out exactly how I was.
When things are even more doomy.
Yeah. So when it's like threads, basically.
Yeah. See someone put a meme up with like someone being sprayed down in like a full white PPE suit. It's like Kevin putting his bins out in 2023.
Oh my god. So yeah, psychedelic news.
Psychedelic news.
I think this is really good this way. It's so odd. Yeah, threads. Trust me, Helly, if you'd been at school in Britain, like when Threads was on, everyone just came in the next day, like absolutely traumatized. Grim. So grim.
It's like a less exciting version of The Day After Tomorrow, the American.
Yeah.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. That was a lot more glamorous, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like the Dallas to Threads EastEnders.
With Jason isn't Jason Robards? Is it Jason Robards who's in that as the lead?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might be. Jason Robards. Heather says, "When the Wind Blows" was my bedtime story. Jesus Christ. Grim. So that's psychedelic news, and then there's super success beat. Every day I'm buffering. Every day I'm buffering.
Having the title Super Success Beat, though.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It could be all about all of the amazing things you've achieved during the pandemic.
Exactly.
During the first part of the pandemic.
Exactly. Before shit got real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really nice, that. Really, really nice. And then we've got Tinkly Bonk Vladimir beat. I think this is something where basically we should just, especially Jim and Johnny, we should just see what we can do. Adding extra layers to this, I think it'd be nice.
I think it's all about Steve and Johnny.
Sorry, Steve and Johnny. I do apologise, Steve. It's the sherry, don't you know?
It's Sherry talking. And thinks he's in Junior Blanks again.
Yeah, there's a sample. You guys get to work. See you later. Oh man, well yeah, I think it's looking good. I mean, we've got those 9 ideas there. There is also that I wonder if I could play it. Let me see. I'm going to see if I could play it.
There are a couple of other things, hanging over, aren't there?
Yeah, well, there's that. What's the life
And
off?
can we do GLC as well?
Well, yeah, I'd love to do GLC.
The thing about GLC, it's almost any album we've done, it's a kind of, there'll be something in the middle, it's like a big brick thrown through the window.
But isn't it funny though, Lung Sexy and GLC, how like at the time we were, I don't know about you guys, I was kind of like, oh well, yeah, I think probably we won't put them on the album. Then, you know, a couple of years later, it's like, why didn't we, well, especially GLC, it's like, why didn't we put that one on the album? That just seems mad. That one in particular.
If we'd re-recorded Lung Sexy, I think it could have been pretty, I think we'd have done something a little bit more interesting with it. I don't know.
Yeah, but GLC though, I just don't understand why we didn't put it on there. I think
because we were trying to be a bit too cool.
Idiots.
Which is inevitably a folly.
Well, it's like almost not putting thingy on the first one. God damn it! What's the title?
Eat My Goal.
No, come on, Anne, Something Ordinary. We almost didn't put Something Ordinary.
Yeah.
Did we not?
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, because it had been a B-side already, hadn't it? So
yeah, so we were like, oh, should we put the B-side on it? And it's like, no. And then actually, like, what are we doing? Like, put it on there.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Enjoy the Mandalorian, Heather.
That's pretty much never.
Lovely to see you.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Make one in the first place. I'm the brewer of beats and rhymes and such like, but fewer days on would be quite nice. It's not like I've worked that much, but not to work at all would be a touch. It's time to play every weekday and take my life in another way. To be honest, it's quite.
The thing about this is the verse, musically, the verse still needs some work, but the chorus is banging, absolutely banging.
Life's a counterfeit. Am I legit enough to quit? Have I got the guts to face my nice boss? The days are right off, the weeks are sliced off. My plan to roll the dice was designed to sign off and take my life off. Have I got the guts to face my nice boss? The days are right off, the weeks are sliced off. My plan to roll the dice was designed to sign off and take my life off. I'm not talking.
Yeah, I think oh, this goes
bonkers.
Yeah, it goes totally bonkers. I just remembered. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Psychedelic breakdown.
The days are right off, the weeks are sliced off. My plan to roll the dice was designed to sign off and take my life off. Have I got the guts to face my nice boss? The days are right off, the weeks are sliced off. My plan to roll the dice was designed to sign off and take my life off. Have I got the guts to face my nice boss? The days are right off, the weeks are sliced off. My plan to roll the dice was designed to sign off and take my life off. Have I got the guts to face my nice boss?
I love Steve's little guitar. You know, ding ding ding. Ding 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 ding.
Designed to sign off and take my life off.
It goes all like LCD sound system at the end.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I think we definitely should revisit that. So
we should almost GLC it up a little bit. Just give it a little bit more welly.
Maybe, yeah. We need to figure out the verses. I think sort of. But yeah, I think the chorus is brilliant. The chorus is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah. Hopster Ed says chorus is tip top. I can't believe you nearly canned Something Ordinary. It was only for the album. We nearly canned it for the album because it had already been a B-side. But yeah, it is like one of the best things we did, to be totally honest.
It's one of those odd choices.
Yeah.
For some reason, either happened or didn't nearly happen. Or
yeah, I mean, me, I know some of you wouldn't agree with me, and some people in the chat wouldn't agree with me. But I would say, considering the state of some of the other shit on that first album, the idea of leaving that off is ridiculous. But by the way, I am equally responsible for the state of that stuff.
Yeah, I think you should play Begrudge It live.
The beat's good. It's just a mess. It's just
it's something that could have really worked, but it didn't quite gel.
But we just didn't know what we were doing, and the idea that we needed anybody else to. We shouldn't have had a producer, should we? We didn't need one. We needed a good engineer like Fully, like Fulton,
Like Fully. Yeah.
And now we don't. Now we don't.
I mean, that record was recorded in like 4 different studios as well.
Yeah. And kind of most of it was like mixed twice, wasn't it? Most of it, because loads of it got remixed, didn't it? So, yeah. It was a real ball ache as well, because it was in the Matrix studio in Fulham, which was like
Yeah.
literally the worst place to get to from Harlow. So,
Oh yeah.
so yeah.
Not from Tooting though.
Not from Tooting, no. Well, that was where you were playing pool with Skip McDonald, weren't you?
I did. Yeah, I was playing pool. That was a point where. Yeah.
Was it Earthling?
No, it was. They were doing. I can't remember what
They were doing Little Axe. I think they were doing Little Axe.
Yeah. And
Little
Skip
Axe
McDonald
record
was in there, and then he came in and we were having a chat, and then we played pool, and I said, "Oh, while you're here,
See you later, Cloydie. By the way, sorry, Cloyd's leaving.
Cloyd's, cheerio."
Don't blame him.
But yeah, I know, and he said, "Oh yeah, obviously you played on Rapper's Delight. We're sampling that. Is that all right?" He went, "To be honest with you, most of the people that are playing on that are now like sweeping streets and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be too bothered." I was like, "Well, that's not necessarily the way it goes, but yeah." So he was cool with it, so it's fine. And I let him beat me at pool.
Oh really? Oh really?
Yes.
Really. Mad Max Smart said it reminds me of White Silk Suit. I can see that. I can definitely
Yeah,
see
a
that.
little bit. Yeah. It's got a similar
chic
thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. So there's
Has
that.
anyone got any interesting questions for us out there? Well, yeah. We're getting lots of good stuff in, everybody. And, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if anybody has got any questions, drop it in the chat.
I was just practicing for my Twitch in the new year.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up doing.
I mean,
have no idea.
I'll probably wind it up fairly soon, but if anybody's got any
Are
burning,
you actually? What are you going to do on your Twitch, Jim? Are you going to play games, or are you going to?
No, I think
I would love to see Jim playing games. That would be brilliant.
I would play track and field.
Wild, man! Wild!
Drone Dreams, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Shooting
going
at
to do.
something that's gonna kick your balls off!
It's Omnitom is there, and he has resubscribed. Subscribe for 2 square. Yeah.
That's good.
I didn't know Omnitom was there. Omnitom is my mod. He's my only mod. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to play track and field, I think.
You should get a PS.
Just read that.
Get a PlayStation 1 emulator and play. What's that?
Spyro the Dragon.
No, what's that? What's the one with the brilliant songs in it? Skull Monkeys.
Skull Monkeys, yeah.
Play
Here's
Skull.
a little bonus room.
I think that Mr. B playing games would be hilarious. It would be absolutely hilarious.
It would be good.
I think you should do it.
You playing solitaire? Mine.
Have you seen that somebody made?
Down your souls to the gods, rock and roll!
That's Omnitom's sound effect when he chats. That's the first time it's been triggered. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that, Omnitom. Bit of venom there for you. I thought you would enjoy that.
Bit of venom.
Bit of venom. No. I can totally see Mr. B playing games as being very, very good. Sort of weird, like I don't know. There's loads of games I reckon that would be great for Mr. B.
Twin Kingdom Valley.
Yeah, but things like I tell you what, I reckon Mr. B. There's this game. Is it Crusader Kings? Crusader Kings 3 is out now, and it's like this medieval strategy game where you're basically, it's like a lineage of a dynasty, and I think Mr. B playing that would be very entertaining.
Talking of dynasties, my cousin on my dad's side has been searching our family tree for years and years, and he's done this for years, and he's very geeky. And we've gone all the way back to the point when there's a very distinct possibility that my 20 times great granddad was Lord Percy from Blackadder.
That is hilarious.
Was based on my 20 times great granddad.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Kind of cool.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because like you were saying, when you go back a couple of generations, like it widens so much, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like thousands of. If you go 20 times, that's not. It's thousands of people probably.
That is hilarious, man. That is hilarious.
Very good.
Oh my. Yeah. We got suggestions. Daley Thompson's Decathlon.
Of course, yeah, which is effectively track and field, but
yeah. Quap. Do you know Quap?
Quap, no.
It's like it's basically you've got a person who has to run, and you use Q, W, O, and P, and one key is for the left arm, one's for the right arm, one's for the left leg. It's just totally impossible.
No, that sounds terrible.
No, I think I was going to say somebody's made a version of Minesweeper. You know Minesweeper on Windows. the built-in game. Somebody's made a version of that that's got like 1 million cells in it. So basically, it's just like this infinite thing. You open up, it could just go on forever.
What about Snake?
Snake, yeah.
Just play Snake on a Nokia.
Put the camera up to it, really blurry.
Just like one shot, not even like two.
The Matt Bob Chuck says Brian Jack's judo challenge.
Well, he would say that, yes.
Very nice, very nice. Infinite Minesweeper sounds like a nightmare. Oh, I think it is totally a nightmare. Totally a nightmare. You know what? Do you know what? I know exactly what. Was there ever a Grange Hill game for the Commodore 64?
I think there was.
Yeah, but I think it was shit though.
Or unless we're thinking of School Days, mate.
School Days is sort of what you would think of, but I've got a feeling there was a Grange Hill game. Might have been like a crap adventure, but no, I know the game Mr. B should play on Twitch.
Okay.
AI Dungeon. Have you seen AI Dungeon? It's basically just like it's a web-based thing, and you log into it, and it generates text adventures based on what you type into it. And it's pretty amazing what it comes back with. It's incredible. But you can just...
Oh, I think I've seen you...
Yeah, I played it. I played it on a stream.
Yeah.
But it's insane. I've listened to some podcasts where people are playing it. I was listening to these guys trying to do like a Mario AI dungeon, and it just went dark very quickly. Very, very quickly. But you can... But the thing is, it's like a text adventure where you can basically tell it what happens. So yes, right. you can just be like in the text adventure, but then you can. So if you're like, you come up against the dragon, you can then go. You can just type, "Oh, the dragon falls over," or whatever. You know what I mean? You can just tell it exactly what you want, but then it will basically play off what you put in, and it just gets really weird quickly. I think a Mr. B AI dungeon stream, I would be well up for that. That would be excellent. That would be really, really good. And it's good because you don't need any software. It's just the web. You just put the browser on the screen. I had it on screen with like I found a YouTube video of, 3 hours of coffee shop jazz with rain sounds. Just put that on in the background. Well, look, I guess we should wind it up. I feel bad because I think, my moderator just arrived a little while ago, and I feel really, really bad. But I think what I'm going to...
moderator arrived? What does that mean?
Yeah, well, Omnitom's is a mod. I mean, he can boot people out of the stream or whatever, and he can do other things as well. When you get these streams where they have thousands and thousands of viewers, it's like yeah. You need people because it's impossible to kind of keep up with everything that's going on. Let me just have a look. I just want to have a quick look to see who's on, because I've never raided anybody. So please don't disappear immediately.
Some nice positive chats.
Oh, I'm not raiding the Arsenal official.
I'll do it.
Oh, yes.
No way. Who is on? Who is on?
See how utterly furious they're all going to be at the moment.
See Zaf. Oh, that didn't sound good.
Is that you, Dave?
It's me.
Let me see who's on. Yeah, there's some people that I would have loved to have raided. But
Preston.
I reckon Preston. I reckon I should raid Zaffa Cakes. I think that would be funny. That would be really funny. Yeah, he's on at the moment. Yeah.
All right, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Now I have to check how I do it. I think it's just like is it /raid? Let's see. This is the first time I've ever. I don't have permission. I don't have permission.
What?
I am the daddy in here. It won't let me do it. Hang on a second.
They don't allow.
Oh, they don't allow raids. Oh, of course. Oh, too big are you? Okay.
Ooh, you think you're it?
Well, I tell you what.
Far cases of Jeff Bezos of Twitch.
So I'm going to raid Foxdog Studios. They are guys who do weird. They do streams sometimes where they make a weird website, or they do a stream where they've got a sausage cannon. They built this thing with, it's like an Arduino thing that you can control over the internet. I don't think...
Johnny's face.
Feeble Knievel, thank you. See you again soon.
It's a bit unnecessary.
Right, I'm gonna I'm going to raid Foxdog Studios.
Funnily enough, Cheem Beat just said it's like sausage cannon.
I don't have permission. Maybe they don't allow raid.
What? Uncomfortably long sausage cannon.
This is really bad.
Let's go.
Let me, uncomfortably long sausage cannon. Hang on a minute. Let me, whoa. Hang on, I've ruined everything.
Thank you, Alfred Odd Books, for that. Uncomfortably long.
Let me go into my dashboard, because if I go into my dashboard, it's got my chat here, and I'm just going to do it in the chat. Here we go. Right. Raid. Here we go. Yeah, we're raiding Zaffa Cakes. So stick around, people. And what I want you to do is just make yourselves known in the nicest way possible. The chat is going to probably be pretty mental over there because he's got like, I think 250 people. So compared to here, it's going to be pretty bonkers. But Zaffa Cakes is pretty much the reason why I'm doing this, because he got me properly into stream. So yeah, here we go. Well, look, we're gonna say goodbye to everybody, chaps. See you later, folks.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. And hopefully one day soon we'll do a gig or something.
And can you play the theme?
The theme. Hang on a minute. To play us out.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Steve, wave.
There we go.
What's the greatest Christmas single of all?
Why is that started? It went on to it playing something else. Yeah, we've raided. So yeah, there you go. That's it. We are safe, chaps.
Oh,
yeah. See, so it basically just dumps everyone who was in your thing into theirs.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh.